Top secret. Yeah, absolutely. I know. It's so quick too. Remember I met you like a month and a half ago, you were at 2,000. Oh, you have it private? I was gonna say make it on you should I think you need to actually make it unlisted. Yeah, that's why that would be the reason people couldn't. Yeah, yeah. I yeah, I know the feeling. Oh, no, totally, totally. It's a top secret in the art industry. Yeah. I know, which is crazy. Exactly. Actually, hang on. You're someone. I think someone's saying that they can only hear me right now. Can you guys only hear one of us? Let me play the stream back. Okay, you want to check your OBS settings? Definitely, definitely.
That would be it right there. There it is. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm clinically retarded. Sorry about that. I just started a stream where I wasn't saying fucking shit. Uh, no, that should work now, though. I think. Yeah. Let me look at the chat. Everybody hear me now that I fixed my fucking OBS settings to not have my mic turned off?
Yeah, that would do it.
Well, I have a bunch of what would you call it, like nervous ticks, where I'll get freaked out. I'm like, somebody's listening to my mic, so I have to turn it all off on every. Like, I often unplug my mic just because I'm terrified of that kind of thing.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I used to work from home with my laptop, and I was like, okay, tape above the camera at all times. Thank you.
Right. No, I have weird hangups like that. So I think everyone can hear me now. Yeah, so we're good. Okay. And at this point, sorry guys, it's not going to be an exclusive stream. I'm sorry, but yeah, I wasn't trying to be highfalutin and pretentious and not talk like some kind of bitch. It was I actually forgot to fucking turn my OBS settings on. I'm so professional. Yay. Um, yeah, so I think we do have to say a couple things about the shit that we were talking about with Teal Deer and Lacey Green, and the inundation of female YouTubers, I guess, that had come into the scene, if you want to call it, the community, the skeptic TM community, over the last, let's say, 5 months, 6 months, and I would be one of them. I'm certainly I would be included in that definition.
Yeah, absolutely.
However, I don't mean to. And now there's a theory of the Overton window, which is that basically, as enough people start to sort of switch the cultural gestalt, that it flips enough that the normies start to come into it as well. And it would be
Right.
like, this is the inundation of the new normies. And that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. And as I said in my comment that I responded to, we could maybe look at those comments on
Yeah,
stream.
actually, yeah, we probably should. Um, but I don't know. I guess because Teal Deer's pretty much been saying this since the whole intellectual rigor versus ponage, where an influx of new people isn't a bad
No,
thing,
it's not.
but it's yeah, it's just all about what these people are contributing, and I think that's where a lot of people gotten caught up over this, especially with Teal Deer, saying things like gynocentrism, because a lot of people don't really get that
I
when you say it.
they,
Yeah,
they think that it means something that it doesn't. Gynocentrism is typical in our society. It is the society that we live in. We do have a proclivity towards like women are better in some sort of way. We're both emotionally and sometimes even intellectually, according to the cultural normative narrative, that we're somehow better, and that is gynocentrism. And it's not just that; it's also the fact that yes, women are not expected to go to war. Women must be protected. Women, we're given lighter sentences. We're given pretty much everything. We have every single fucking advantage in civil courts. Women are to an extraordinary degree given benefits in Western society, and that is gynocentrism. Tilder's not incorrect, and it's not just about that kind of shit. It's also about what he talks about in that. Well, who are the people going to go towards and flock towards in mass? And I could, my fan base. So you guys can shit post at me or fucking criticize me over this for being the same kind of thing. In that I'm a woman who's doing the same shit. I think it's a little bit different. I will fucking defend myself a little bit, and Teal Deer fucking defended me in and of himself by saying that he's somebody he follows, along with Honey Badgers, who I spoke with the other day, or I was on Honey Badger radio the other day. I don't show my face and I don't show my titties, spelled with a D, titties, because it is that gynocentric sort of mindset where like, oh, if I just show my tits and my face, then I'll get money. Now, I'm not saying that's what they're doing necessarily, because that would be very rude and very likely
Right. Right.
inaccurate.
It's important to differentiate between gynocentrism and hypergamy, and like that, like the like a female streamer going on, letting it all hang loose, just looking pretty for the camera. That would be hypergamy. Recognizing that I have these natural advantages, and I'm going to use them to get somewhere else.
Oh, you think I don't?
As opposed to
yeah, you think it doesn't fucking? It doesn't, like, every time that like I get some kind of praise from my YouTube channel, I go, I'm getting, this is a kind of pussy pass. Like, I have to. I mean, now listen. I have no self-esteem, so I'm
saying you're all sexy.
No, I have no self-esteem. So like when good shit happens to me, I'm like, this is a pussy pass thing, isn't it? So yeah, no, I can definitely see that. Yeah, that's fucking difficult to deal with, dude. Also, to be on the other side of the coin, to be overly critical of your own shit, I guess. Whoops, that's not correct. Didn't want to look at the chat real quick. But yeah, it is difficult, I guess, to figure that kind of shit out.
Yeah. And where the conversation really deviates from women like you on YouTube is that when you make your videos, you someone said it in the chat, you actually are adding something new to it. You're adding this sociological perspective that I wouldn't have that, and it actually is really refreshing to see the kind of information you have to put out there.
Well, thank you. And that's one of the reasons I like your videos a lot too, is because I think that you add a unique perspective as well, even though regardless of education or anything like that. Because I think that everybody.
What are you trying to say?
No. Listen to me. Your mathematical breakdown of the wage gap was the best I've ever seen on YouTube, right? That was like, it has nothing to do with like because a big thing that I argue against is the idea that like you have to have like this level of degree in order to be able to talk anything about a subject. No, that's absurdity. What you did in that breakdown was you used mathematics to show without a question of a doubt that the wage gap doesn't exist.
Or no, not the wage gap. The rape statistics.
Oh, the rape. I'm sorry, it wasn't the wage gap. It was the rape statistics. I'm sorry. It's been a while. I'm fucking retarded. Yeah. Again, I'm so stupid. No, I'm not stupid. No. It's been a while. I couldn't remember which one it was. I loved that video, though, but I just forgot what it was about. I was like, you're really right on this, but apparently I couldn't remember what you were right about, so fuck my life. Yeah, it was the rape statistics. Yes, it was the 1 in 4. Yeah, it was the 1 in 4, 1 in 5 thing that you debunked. That was brilliant science. Like, that is the kind of thing that we need to see more of, is someone actually scientifically debunking this shit. Not people just being like, lol, I'm a girl and I don't like feminism or something. I know that I'm grossly misrepresenting it. That's rude and very mean for me to frame it like that. But so much of it is like that. So much of it is I'm a girl and I disagree with feminism. Give me money on Patreon. And like, and I have a Patreon, so like obviously this was supposed to be a Patreon stream, which is just not.
Yeah. So like, it's important to like even state like we're not specifically talking about the women that Teal Deer mentioned, and in my video, like I said, some of these may not be 100% accurate. Like there are definitely some YouTubers there who are really genuine with the things I have to say.
Absolutely, 100%. Yes,
and thoughts to it.
100%. Yeah, the issue is that here would be my issue, and what I mentioned to Teal Deer is that my only concern, I would say, because I want to give all of these people the benefit of the doubt, as I have been given the benefit of the doubt in many ways, and I think most of new people are. My only concern is that, like, I see most of these people only covering a very small range of topics. I think he actually responded to me and saying that it wasn't about the topics so much, it was, what did he say?
I haven't seen his second response or yours.
Yeah, is it in any way controversial? Starting the abstract, it's almost common sense. Never mind that there is a myriad of evidence, both scholarly and general real-world experience examples that can demonstrate these behaviors. Yeah, I don't have an issue, because I do think, as I said in response to that response, was that, no, there actually could be some real reasons that it is beneficial to have continual female voices that are speaking out, even if they're dropping what would you call it, a purple pill, where it's like it's not really red pilled, it's just kind of like, hey, feminism is cancer. And if that's all you're
Right.
saying, that's fine. That's still a necessary message that is needed to get out to some young women, because some of them they still don't get it. And maybe sometimes hearing a female voice will be the impetus behind a change in their behavior or their ideology.
Yeah, and this is the kind of thing I was trying to explain to Jeff and Andy when I was doing that stream with them. It's because Jeff's idea was that it doesn't matter how they get to the point of seeing that something's up, as long as they're getting to that point. Well, no, it kind of does matter if you. It's one thing to know that there's something wrong with the situation, but it's entirely different to know why it's wrong.
Yes. Yeah, because if you're not explaining why, you're just repeating talking points again. If you don't
Right.
understand the complexity behind these issues, then you're still no better than a feminist. Then you're
Right,
still
right. You're someone who can't carry the conversation forward. Not that you necessarily have to be able to do that, but if you're ever in a situation where, like, you know, you're talking with a feminist and you're trying to, or rather, I guess it just would be that you really wouldn't be able to explain why this is wrong, or because like
Right.
one of the things I can relate this to is like the whole gender debate, right?
right. Yeah. Because sorry, I'll look at the chat for a second. Oh shit! Everyone sees me looking at poll. Whoopsies. I'm always on poll though. I'm always on poll, like all day long. So yeah, though. But if you can't articulate your argument, what's the fucking
Oh, the
point?
sound. Yeah.
I mean, I
Very
understand
close.
that, like, yeah, you could still red pill, quote unquote, other women into abandoning feminism because feminism is cancer, but if you can't have the conversation, you can't engage in conversation because you don't have the requisite knowledge. I still think it's
Sure,
a
no, I know
good
what you're
thing.
saying.
I still think it's a good thing overall that they exist, but that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. So like basically what it is when I can imagine someone like trying to engage with a social justice warrior, and then people saying that they can't really back up what they're trying to say, even though they're right. And this happens to a lot of people in other contexts as well, where you know the correct information, but you don't know how to convey it at all.
Right.
And then you look like you look stupid as a result of that, and it's really easy to dismiss you where you actually are correct.
Well, right, yeah, because if you can't back up the things that you're saying, yeah, of course you're gonna sound like an idiot. I mean, that's inherent. So we were talking about, should we do this? Rage After Storm. Should we just watch her abortion video on stream and have our opinions on it? Because I could give my opinion. Now this is a very naughty, dangerous topic, so I'm gonna ask you, because you've got, how many subs do you have, man? 1,000?
Yeah.
I'll be abandoning my 15K if I do this shit. I could really fuck myself up, but if we do this, should we, is the real question, because we both understand there's a danger there.
Yeah, there is. Okay, so like, I feel like in any other situation I would have said yes, but she did literally just finish streaming with Andy Worski.
I know she did. That's why I'm that's another reason why I didn't watch the stream, because I didn't give a fuck. Not like, see, here's the thing. It's gonna come off like I dislike her. It's gonna come off as like I'm a 400-pound massive bitch, and I'm jealous that she's young and cute or something like that. That will absolutely be the narrative. No. You know it will be. No. It will be. That would be the narrative. Just like if you talk shit about her, you will be a racist man, obviously, or something.
Totally.
Because nobody knows that you're fucking black, dude. Like,
You fucking said it.
there'll be some kind of thing about how you're racist or some shit.
Y'all guys are gonna come out the
Like there'll be something. But that's what I'm saying. Like it, which is astounding, because Tilter called it tribalism. I see a lot of people calling it tribalism, but I would not call it tribalism, only because that term is that term is a little bit more It's not the nomenclature I would use. I would use it's in-group effects. It's a social identity theory. This is Tajful and Turner 1979. This is basic social identity theory. What's causing these effects of like these are our people, and you attack our people.
Right.
That makes you not our people. Then you're now
It's
inherently
preference rather than
yes,
homogeneity.
yes. Thank you. Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like the thing is, and as I was saying to Tilder, is like, yeah, well, if maybe people knew fucking anything about social identity theory, maybe we wouldn't be having these conversations. But unfortunately, we are.
Exactly.
And I don't have a problem. Like, herein lies the issue. I like Andy Worski. I like Jeff Holiday. I actually like Rage After Storm. I just have some issues with the depth of her analyses of shit.
Yeah.
Sorry about that fucking thing driving by. Whatever. Only because she and I started at essentially the same time. And this here it comes. Get ready. Here's where I'm jealous. I'm not, by the way. I'm astounded that I have had as much support as it actually fucking blows my mind sometimes when I see how much positive response I've had. So no, I'm certainly not jealous so much as I'm just confused.
Right. That's my thing. Like I'm a little concerned. Like with her, she's like the one that really stands out of the people till their name because her growth has been just.
Because she started in like
exponential.
January and she's got like almost 80k subs.
Yeah.
And that's an astounding level of growth. I remember when I first subbed to Life of Boris, right? He's just a guy who does like videos about being Slav. He's like, he teaches how to squat like Slav, how to cook like Slav. And I was like, oh, I love you, dude. You're hilarious. He had like 40k subs. Next time I looked, he had like 400k or some astounding level of subscribers. But that's a very different type of content. Everyone can enjoy laughing at Slavs. Like that's basic human nature. Like we all enjoy having a good kick at Slavs.
Everyone laughed at the stuff.
So that made sense. But yeah, I was like, so you're making, and again, no problem with her content at all. I have no issue with it. She's got 22 videos though, and like 80k subs, and the videos are pretty basic, anti-feminist shit everyone else has already said. Again, that's fine. But whoa, that was an enormous jump in subs. That's crazy.
Yeah, in such a short, and it's not even like even in the past 4 months. It's in the past 30 days. Like that's what I pointed out in my video.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at her channel, she went slowly up to 10,000, then shot up to 73,000.
Yeah, Hard Bastard told me not to talk about this. By the way, he said like this will destroy my channel essentially, and I was like, yeah, well, what the fuck ever.
Fuck it. Because like here's the thing, right? I see it like my personal take on this. I don't think it's organic necessarily. And that now, and when I say I don't think it's organic, that could mean a huge number of things. That could mean she got a shout out from another big YouTuber. That could mean she's just really good at networking, and a whole bunch of little YouTubers shouted her out. I know she's done some streams with people as well. So I don't know exactly what that is. Not being organic just means like she didn't just upload videos to YouTube and YouTube's algorithms, made her popular, because it's not gonna do that for any anti-feminist.
It was also the quality though that confused me. It was like coming out the gate, what looked like professional quality videos. That was a little confusing. Again, like I hate to sound like Alex Jones is they're gonna fight this. It's the globalists are all fucking doing this. Like no. I hate to sound that way because I'm really not trying to, and I do like her. I like if she would want to talk to me, that would be fantastic. I would love to have a conversation with her. I honestly would love to have a conversation with her.
Here, people are saying in the chat that they can't hear me. Do you have any way of increasing my volume?
Let's see. Hang on. Okay, there's all kinds of shit. Alright. Gay frogs. Let's see. Can I desktop audio?
Superior slot hearing. You hear is just fine.
Hang on. It might be my audio is too loud now. So let me turn my audio down. Oh, wait, can I don't stand this shit. I'm really dumb.
Let me talk. Okay, no. On OBS, it looks like we're at the same level.
Right. Okay, I turned my shit down, so maybe Maybe that will make it better. Sorry, guys. I probably had my crazy, stupid voice up way too loud.
Yeah. If you're watching this and I'm still quiet, just turn your volume up, and we should both be at like around the same place.
Yeah, again, I really am not trying to talk
Oh,
shit.
okay. They can't hear you now.
Now they can't hear me? Great.
Okay, put it up to like 75%.
Okay. We'll put it... How about that? How about that? I'm trying to make it, like, even. I really, really, really am not trying to shit talk Rage After Storm, if that's what it's coming off as. I like her content. As we talked about last night, that abortion video was weird.
Yeah.
I have really avoided making an abortion video for several reasons. The main one being that I'm infertile. I cannot have children, and that makes people feel uncomfortable. I know that. So
Yeah.
But it does. I mean, truthfully, it gives me a different perspective. I don't know if it's worth doing though, dude. I just didn't like the fact that her entire thing was like, let me just describe to you how these procedures work and not give arguments. Because I could make every single argument in the book, both for and against abortion. Dude, fuck off.
Exactly.
Sorry. Somebody on Steam's messaging me. I should have logged off Steam.
I was gonna say, so look, my thing with this, I don't care if you do it myself, as in personally, because I'm gonna, like I said, I'm going to criticize these channels anyways, you know. No fear.
No, let me try to actually move this so that I can continually see the chat. All right, you'd abort me, thank you. I'd abort me too.
You abort you with fetal alcohol syndrome.
Oh my god, did you see Destiny? Destiny fucking tweeted out that I deserve to be harassed over my virtue signaling on that video I made about fetal alcohol syndrome. Thanks, Destiny. Steve Bonnell.
Oh my god.
He's such a fucking faggot. He has no fucking life. He has no life. That he still gets mad about me for no reason. Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't know
homie.
who the fucker was before the whole JonTron stream. After the JonTron stream was like,
well, on the exact same day that he tried to harass me, he also fucked with Sargon. He also fucked with Sargon. Yeah.
Just get a life.
Yeah, really. He found some ancient clip, and it was so old that you could tell how old and shitty it was because Sargon's mic sounded like garbage. And
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, did you see that?
Old raging Sargon.
And he was like, Sargon's a sexist piece of shit. Brr. Like, really, man? Really, my man? Are you serious? This is your fucking evidence. Like, just like he finds my stream, he's like, look at Aiden virtue signaling about not drinking while pregnant. What a hypocritical bitch. Really?
The thing is, when he did that stream with Sargon, he pointed out Sargon pointed out his neoliberalism and like just the complete absurdity of his positions, and he just is so butthurt about that.
He freaked out. Yeah, he freaked out. Yeah. Well, that and Ape made him look like a fucking retard. Naked Ape really made him look like an idiot.
Did you? Because okay, so what he usually does, I take it, is like he'll get random people on to do politics debates and then just destroy them because.
No, I'll tell you what he did to me. Because I'll tell you what he did to me is that I was on Poll on a Friday night. I was drunk as fuck, and somebody on Poll said. Actually, it was probably either him or one of his fans, to be completely honest, was like, can anybody debate this man? And I was like...
Was that you?
Oh, it's so embarrassing. Don't listen. It is the most embarrassing thing you can ever listen to.
No, I that was you on that stream?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
It's very embarrassing. Because I was like, I don't understand anything about Syria. Like, I was so fucking drunk. And, because here's what I thought. I thought I was going to be talking to some shitty fucking liberal who would have just been like, oh, let me suck your clit because you're a woman and I have no dick. It's really what I was expecting. Well, that was not what I walked into. Now, here's the thing. I have denounced and I will continually denounce that stream because not only was I drunk out of my mind, I was not prepared, and I was just not... I was being retarded. I was completely retarded. And, Yeah, whatever. It was retarded. The whole thing was
Yeah.
stupid. I've denounced
Yeah,
it.
but that's the thing about him though. Whenever if you do a stream with him, you have to have the time to prepare in advance because he's always going to come to the stream prepared, and
He's
that's his thing. It's disingenuous.
Well, because I was just being told, like, we're going to have a talk. We did not have a talk. And the thing is, he has been using that conversation as proof of me being whatever. Actually, and he has now been, actually, at the point of libel, if he continues to do it, I would actually, no, here's the thing, Steve Bonnell, if you're listening, my good friend, my best friend is a lawyer. You continue to express libel regarding me, you will be hearing from my lawyer. I'm not joking. You continue to express libel regarding me, regarding legal status, and yes, you will hear from my lawyer. His name's, yes, I won't give his name, but I do have a lawyer, and you will hear from him if you continue to express libel against me. Have fun, nigga. Sorry, but like, fuck off. Seriously, like, if you're going to explicitly lie about people on the internet for the purpose of getting your little SJW points, yeah, you'll hear from my lawyer. Because he can't. He's accused me of having a DUI. I don't have a DUI. He's accused me of attacking a police officer. I've never done that. He's accused me of having all these police records that I don't have. So have fun, Steve. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Would really be the thing that I would suggest. You can continue to try. We'll see how that works out.
And somehow I thought my opinion of Steve Bonnell II specifically couldn't get any worse.
Yeah, who the fuck calls himself the second? It's called Junior, you ding dong. If anyone from Patreon wants to jump in, I don't know. I don't think anyone has contacted me actually on from Patreon to get in, but yeah. If you
Baldwin Vice Bonnell.
Yeah, well, whatever. He's a dick. He's a real piece of... I'm sorry, I got off track. I just hate that guy so much. And he hates me, so that's fine. It's a mutual fucking hatred.
Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship. You guys just love hating each other. Or he loves giving you a reason to actually hate him.
Yeah, he gives me... Because I stopped. I removed my video about him. I stopped talking about it. And he comes up every once in a while to just be like, go fuck with Aiden. Really? He does it about Sargon, too, though, so... The difference is, homie... Yeah, TMF, you can totally jump on. Let me... Hang on. I'm going to... Shoot. We're gonna mute the display real quick. So I can... Just the visual display so that I can give the link to the thingy. Yeah. TMF is a person from my Patreon, and I have given... I think I gave you a link, dude. You can welcome on anytime. Does that work for you now?
Let's see.
We'll wait to see if he jumps on.
Yeah. Here. So while we're waiting.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Just want to say I'm a big fan of yours.
Oh, thank
Found
you.
you like 3 weeks ago, and I was like, "Holy shit, this person's amazing!"
Oh, thank you so
especially
much.
with the pandering of the Marvel comics. Because I swear to gosh, I used to go on rants with my friend about that. I don't even. I mean, like, I don't read the comics, but I love like everything else about like Marvel TV shows, and Marvel movies, and stuff.
Yeah, the whole Marvel.
And and well, I'm a big manga and anime guy. Well, kind of big, not really. But and one
Are
of the
you
things I always
saying
found
you're
interesting.
Fucking weeaboo.
Actually, I actually criticize the thing about weeaboos is that isn't like a weeaboo like a guy who like
I mean,
wants to be Japanese or something.
no,
I always be
I
confused
would
by
consider
that.
myself a
That's otaku.
weeaboo. Yeah, an otaku it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Actually, here's the
Otaku, yeah.
the interesting thing about the term otaku is that I'll give you two little pieces of history. The original origin of that term is actually about the otaku killer in Japan who did murder like girls between the ages of I believe 3 and 7 and rape and murder and dice up their bodies in no particular order. And it was like the term otaku just means home. It means house. It's like ie. It's or ue. Excuse me, ue. It's it basically just means house. And because it's like they live in their house. Second thing, you know Otacon from Metal Gear Solid?
Yep.
Yeah, well, Otacon's name comes from the convention Otakon that has been held in Baltimore City for 30 years now. And yeah, it comes from the term otaku for that exact same thing. So Kojima thought that was the best term to describe some weeaboo. Yeah.
That was the first time I actually heard the word too when I was playing Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
But like the reason why I brought it up was because I thought it was kind of interesting how the difference, like, because when I read manga or anime, like when I see stuff like trans people or LGBT people or stuff like that, it's not shoehorned, it's not forced like into your face. But whenever I see comics, it's sort of like, look at all these politics stuff, you know. And I always felt like maybe Japan has always been kind of resistant to political correctness, especially when like especially like with all the stereotypes and stuff like that, all the fan service. It's every time like you see like a Mary Sue write an article about why it sucks and stuff. You just, like you see like even female creators just like say F you, you know. And I always find that particularly interesting, like how Westerners are getting really politically correct, but it seems like Japan and South Korea are like the two places that just like, no, who cares? But they're westernized too.
Well, part of that, yeah. Well, first of all, politically speaking, Japan has been more or less controlled by one party for, well, 60 years. They've had more or less one political party that's been in charge of everything, and all the other parties have not had any real ability to enact any change. So that's part of the reason why, is because Japan is politically pretty unified. It's not entirely surprising, considering despite being a democratic society, that Japan is very collectivist. So, well, it's not entirely surprising.
Yeah.
Secondly, the shit about, like, gayness. Now, you would have to look back at Japanese history in that the idea of gay men in particular is ingrained in Japanese society. It has been for hundreds of years. They have either respected or at least accepted the concept of particularly the pederasty, much as the Greeks did, of the older gay man and the younger gay man, or the gay boy.
Yeah, I learned about that in one of my college classes, and I know like Japan's considered a feminine country, whatever you want to, however you want to define that, but that's what people say Japan is, and how like the men have like a lot, like if you look at Japanese pop culture now, you see like the men have like ridiculously like feminine features.
Sure.
And I remember who was talking about that. It was on it was Black Pigeon Speaks who talked about that.
Yeah. He's so hated in the community. I don't know why. I think it's just because he talks the truth. He like says real shit. People get mad at him for it. Give me your opinion, Neeraj. What's your opinion on Black Pigeon?
He likes, so he does, basically, okay. I want to describe it like this. He does the same thing the alt-right does. I'm not saying he is alt-right, but I mean,
most people think I'm alt-right, so whatever. just talk shit.
I say that's bullshit. I say that's bullshit.
No, I'm too gay to be alt-right.
And I'm Asian, so I don't think I can be alt-right on that.
Okay, so like, the thing with him is he'll follow information for a good little while, and when I say he does the same thing the alt-right does, is he'll come to a conclusion that the information doesn't necessarily point to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's his real major flaw. And plus, he has some weird views about some things.
Usually he's very good, though.
Yeah, I'm not terribly familiar with this stuff. I've only just seen a couple videos that just gave me that opinion of him, so that's my thing. That's what I think. That's a general sentiment from people. Like some people just they don't really pay attention to what he's saying. They're just like, "Oh, you're a racist" or whatever. And I'm like, no, it's not necessarily that. It's just that I think he's drawing conclusions from things that aren't actually there.
Yeah,
I've been called a racist against Asians. It was hilarious.
Yeah, Stormfront would really hate me. I don't have the ideological nor the racial. Actually, I have the racial purity. I don't have the ideological purity to be accepted by Stormfront. So no, like I can meme 1488 all day as a meme, But no, I would not be ever accepted by people by Andrew Anglin. Like they would never accept me.
No, I don't think anyone in this community would be accepted by the alt-right, to be honest with you.
The
Like, no matter
extreme
how
alt-right,
right-wing they are.
no. I mean I find them funny. I think they're hilarious, but they're kind of a meme. So
Yeah, no, seriously.
like that's fine. Like yeah, Black Pigeon. Like I really like his content. No, I think overwhelmingly he's actually very good at providing data. He does provide usually his sources, not always.
Oh yeah, always.
But I'm saying I don't always agree with his sources, but he always provides them. He's one of the more rational, skeptic TM people in the community. So I do like Black Pigeon Speaks. He's somebody that I respect. Yeah, we got off topic there. What were we talking about?
We got a
I
couple
was a fan
tangents.
of-
Metal Gear
I
Solid.
was just saying how much I was. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid. Who would, by the way, Snake is part Japanese, so there's diversity right there.
Yes, but he's also like a weird clone thing, so...
Yeah, sterile clone of. But he had blonde hair that was retconned to brown, then was retconned to blonde again because Kojima can't make up his effing mind.
I love Kojima, though.
so,
I
yeah.
love him so much. I can't wait to see how much of a fucking shit show, insane asylum Death Stranding is going to be.
Aren't they also doing like a Metal Gear zombie game that Kojima has no part of
That's-
because Konami
yes.
has the rights to it?
Konami's got the materials to make that game, so they're gonna make it to make money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the absolute most disgraceful shit.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's really, really disgraceful. Shit. Yeah. What was the fucking point though? Shit.
Oh, we were just talking about Japan and
Talking about
stuff like that,
Japan,
so-
yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Japan,
it's-
there's all
it's-
kinds of issues. You could talk about Japan in terms of their declining population.
Yes.
Which would be an interesting topic to talk about regarding Japan, in that the Japanese can't reproduce their population, essentially at this point. They're not doing it. Now, there's several reasons for that. I have some that are more scientific than others, but this would be my the stream is quiet. Are we talking about the chat or the sound? I can't turn this one up anymore. But no. A part of the problem is that you have to look at Japan as a country that was up until so the Meiji Restoration was what 1861, I believe, or that was the arrival of the black ships of Commodore Matthew Perry, 1960 or 1862. So you went from Japan as a completely isolated feudal country into a vast and incredibly industrious modern nation over the course of about 40 years. And then from that point, you went to, let's go to fucking war with the United States. We're going to be part of the fucking Axis. And, yeah. Everything that has happened to Japan that has modernized them. 1867 was the Restoration. Okay, yeah, so I wasn't too far off. Over the course of 150 years, Japan went from being a completely feudal country to being a modern nation. Now, part of the things that happened as respect to that feudal nature of their culture was that, for example, marriages were all arranged. The idea of having to, like, court someone was basically unheard of in Japanese society. I mean, it did happen, of course, as it happens in all societies, but it was much, much, much more unusual. There was also some weird bullshit. Now, there's not too much evidence to this, but there is some evidence that it was not uncommon for mothers to fuck their sons to prepare them for marriage.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you've seen the porn, right? You've seen the porn.
Well, no, it was something my East Asian professor kept talking about. She's like, yeah, and apparently they had this thing where they, like, in the feudal times, they used to have, like, the woman would go out and put her hand out, and then she would wait for a man to, like, come to her room or something. This is a long time ago, but apparently hands were like a fetish.
Yes, hands are a fetish, though.
The hands were a fetish.
Yes,
Yeah.
hands can be, because it was, you want to talk real fucking prudish society. Japanese feudal society was very prudish in contrast to Western society. So it's no fucking wonder that when you throw these people and I do mean throw them drastically into a Western modern culture, their genetic productivity declines.
That's actually fascinating because that type of thesis, actually I haven't heard that from before, but yeah, it's definitely interesting to hear about that in such a way. Um, but also another, like, in terms of like say another country like South Korea though, that's also westernized.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that they're really different, or because the other Asian countries I'm thinking of, like my parents are from Vietnam, and they all I can say about that country is it's a piece of shit communist country now, and I hate communism, so I don't really care about it.
Vietnam's doing
But
better though,
Hey,
isn't
but that's
it?
great.
yeah, it is. But I don't care because it's
Yeah,
communist.
yeah. I thought they were
Hey,
yeah,
you
I
guys
thought
have
they were
great
doing a
food.
little bit better. No, I think it's a little bit different only because the way in which Japan was introduced to Western civilization and to Western civilization morality and behavior. The rest of them, like, unfortunately for the Koreans, you have to understand that in World War II that wasn't the first time they were conquered and attacked by the Japanese. The Koreans had been previously fucking attacked and conquered by the Japanese. But the Japanese during World War II they essentially raped hundreds of thousands, potentially, of Korean women and Chinese women. I do mean an actual rape. So that kind of shit is very different, though. The I would say westernization of Korea, though, has been much more naturalized, or natural in terms of they adopted it as it made sense to their culture, in contrast to Japan, wherein Commodore Matthew Perry and the enforcement of Western culture, American culture more specifically, on Japan was made without the consent of the people. Korea started to adopt those values more naturally than the Japanese did. Now, I don't have data for these things or these claims. I have no data. These are just guesses.
So the one thing that makes me think about all this is, so obviously, how now we talk about how, like, the Westerners have kind of cucked themselves quite a bit. But then there are countries that are like South Korea or Japan or whatever, I'm wondering if, because they're a lot more strict when it comes to their immigration policy and stuff, is are they kind of, because you have the Middle East, you have like China, you have like very countries that I don't want to live in, like China or North Korea or Cambodia, but then there's the South Korea and Japan that's westernized enough that a lot of people could enjoy living there, and I'm wondering if for whatever reason I have to leave the country, if those places are safe to go to. Because I live in the Bay Area, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm sometimes
I'm so
scared
sorry.
about how. What's weird is that I grew up. Okay, this is gonna be weird. In the Bay
No,
Area,
let's get weird.
I grew up as a Democrat in a conservative area, and then what happened was, as the kids around me became more liberal, I became way more conservative. So I actually live in a conservative area within the Bay Area, which is kind of weird. And you can tell it's conservative because if you look on the map, it's where all the green is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of weird, but so and then so sometimes I'm just thinking to myself, like, as a what if scenario, like if I have to leave the United States, if we cuck ourselves, it's going to, what kind of country can I go to that wouldn't be so bad?
Poland.
Like Poland.
Poland, Hungary, Romania. As many problems as those countries have, if you're worried about bullshit, you're not going to deal with that kind. If you're worried about immigration bullshit, you will not get that in those kinds of countries. The previous Soviet states, they don't put up with shit, essentially. They don't put up with any fucking shit. Poland was very poor. They're not so much now. The EU pumped an enormous amount of money into them, and now they're doing okay.
Isn't the EU like forcing countries to like immigrate? Like I know like Macron it's like he's putting sanctions on Poland or something because
the EU is trying to get, within the next, I believe, week and a half actually now, the EU is requiring Poland and Hungary to take in thousands of immigrants. Guess what? They're gonna say fuck off. I guarantee it.
Yeah, they're not gonna need a referendum. They're just gonna
They're just
fuck
gonna say
off you.
fuck. No,
Just fuck off.
just no. They're gonna say fuck off.
Yeah. The only thing I ever heard about Poland was that they don't like Americans apparently, because I have friends who went there, and like the first things they said was like
Really?
stinky like they
Every
apparently were-
Polak I've ever talked to on Pole has been super like, wow, I'm so impressed that you're learning my language, and I like you, and they've been super fucking nice.
They're mad because we appropriated their sausages.
No, they like that I'm learning their language. I was talking to a Polak who was like, if you can fucking pronounce Dzień dobry correctly, we would like be like, we'd be so happy to and that's nothing. Dzień dobry means hello. So like, you know, if you can pronounce fucking hello correctly, we'll welcome you into our goddamn country, like arms out. Now that was just one opinion, but I will turn this off real quick.
the Polish language, when I look at it like written, it kind of scares me because I see the name and I'm just like, I don't know how to even start to pronounce this.
Why the hell am I learning Polish? Because I like Poland. I actually started learning Polish because I wanted to read the Witcher books in Polish. I wanted to read them in the native language.
Oh yeah, isn't that a game from Poland or something?
Yes, it is a game from
Or
the
book
Poland.
series too?
It is a game from the Poland.
Did I say the Poland?
A little bit, but that's cool. It's
No,
funny.
that
It's
was
funnier that
funny,
way,
I
dude. Yeah. No, it is a game from the Poland. The Witcher games are Polish games, made by a Polish studio, written by Andrzej Sapkowski, and yes, they're fantastic games that reflect Polish culture quite well. So I started to get on Duolingo to learn Polish, and it's fucking hard, dude. The grammar, like, I speak Japanese. Japanese is way easier to learn than Polish.
So is it better to just move to Japan? Because I don't know, because I'm not going to move to Vietnam because even though I can speak Vietnamese, I hate communists, so that's out of the table.
Vietnamese,
So
though, is an
South
interesting mix, though. Isn't modern Vietnamese? It has a lot of cognates with English. So, like, correct? Am I wrong?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's written. It's
also
written in Latin characters.
Yes.
So.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
it's
a
also the only one. Yeah.
This is a direct result of America giving them their written language, I think. If I'm remembering.
I think it was French. It's French. The
It's
French,
French.
people would think. Because it's been French occupied before, and
And yeah, chat. I know there's English
but,
translations of the Witcher books. I've read them all, but I want to reread it in English because I'm that much of a fucking nerd.
yeah, but Vietnam has always been weird because I don't meet that many Vietnamese people. All I know is that we all share a hatred of communism. That's the only thing I know. But it's a really weird language because you speak in third person. So you say something like "Con không biết tên này nói gì không," which is this boy doesn't understand what you're saying. So you say like this boy or this man or this.
Polish is like that too, actually. Oh man, Polish is so fucking weird, my dude. Polish is so weird because like you have to, like, one thing that is so bizarre for me with Polish when trying to learn it is like if I say that fucking thing over there, like my television, I would have to define whether or not it's male or female in my directional shit. Japanese, I would say this: if you want to learn another language and you're autistic and you like numbers and things being very, very logical and reasonable, Japanese is a great language to learn.
Don't they speak like Yoda though?
Yes, yeah, okay, so like Japanese is
It's
like super hyper literal.
It's subject object verb. So yes, it is like Yoda. It would be I don't know. You'd have to give me a sentence. I always hate when people like, could you say that thing? Could you give me a sentence? Like, I don't fucking know. Like, you got to give me an example.
Here's something I'm thinking of, like square ga migi ni arimasen desu. There's no table to the right of me, which like literally translates to my right, a table does not exist.
Does not exist. Yes. Arimasen desu. Yeah. So it's a subject object verb language, which is actually the same as German. German also is, as I understand, is a subject object verb language. Now I could be wrong because I don't fucking speak any German. So, but I have been told German is subject object verb.
But the weird part about Vietnamese is actually something that I always had trouble with because it's always embarrassing as a Westerner because I was born and raised in the United States, is that what you call someone like an adult person is based on whether or not he is older or younger than your dad. Same thing, or a woman who is older or younger than your mom. So if you meet a guy and he's older than your dad, you call him bak. If he's younger than your dad, you call him chu. And so I'm just sort of like, wait, isn't it disrespectful to ask someone for the age? And I looked this up eventually because I never bothered to like check it with anyone else. But apparently it's normal for a Vietnamese person to ask the person for their age just so they can say, oh, he's older than my dad. Okay, so I'll call him by this honorific. And I'm just sort of like, this is such a weird thing. And also they have a weird way of showing respect, which is like, you know how in Japan they bow and all that? In Vietnam, they do this, they fold their arms. It's so weird. And I'm just sort of like, growing up, that was the weirdest thing for me. And so I'm just like, screw this, I'm going to go and learn English. And,
I'm gonna address.
And, you know, be American.
I'm gonna address two things in the chat. Actually, Thomas, Jeleni Uejish, Polish, and it is pieshish. Yeah, shugol, I think, is like fuck off in Polish. Besides kurwa, are like the two like good words for fuck off in Polish. But it is the difficult thing is that like you do have different versions of every fucking noun. My God, it makes me so angry because I can't learn that shit when you've got different versions of every fucking noun. And how to say fuck off in Japanese? Oh shoot, what would be the best way to say fuck off in Japanese? Chukusho is fuck off in Japanese. I would say.
Just curious, did you learn Japanese in college or something?
I learned Japanese between the ages of 12 and 22.
Were you a weeb?
I was a weeb, and I actually am JLPT2 certified, meaning that I'm allowed to technically be a Japanese translator, but don't expect me to do that shit because I haven't practiced it in 5 years.
Yeah, okay, so for me, this is gonna sound really weird. I learned Japanese as my second language in kindergarten.
Nice.
Yeah. It was my second language up until about the 3rd grade. And it was just because my school, that's what they taught me.
Mom?
And that's a super weird thing. But and then I moved away and didn't go to a school where there were any Japanese people or anything near me. So I was like, oh, well, that's just how that is. And when you don't speak Japanese for a little while, you completely lose it. Like
you lose it real quickly. Yeah.
Yeah. Like to this day, I remember all my hiragana and katakana, but
right. Kanji dies real
Japanese.
quick. Kanji, that goes out of your brain.
Oh my God.
Basically within a couple of months. I can't remember any kanji anymore. I mean some, but you know.
Yeah. Like I used to know several hundred kanji.
Yeah.
And you're like by high school, you're supposed to know 1,200, I believe.
Yeah, it's like high school level. Yeah.
Yeah. But.
Someone
only
asked me
kanji
what
I can think of
monko
off the top of my head
means.
is getsu.
Monko? Someone asked me what monko means. Means cunt, essentially.
Don't normal Japanese people like forget how to like do katakana or whatever, hiragana or whatever?
No, not hiragana and katakana is like forgetting how to learn the alphabet. But
Yeah.
however, there are sometimes where certain kanji get a little confusing. The nice thing is that with kanji, you can look at parts of it to assess what the entire word means. It's called like understanding radicals. And by radicals, I don't mean like Antifa. I mean understand. What a good joke. I'll pat myself on the back for that shitty joke. Good job, me. No, that to understand a radical just means that like this is a piece of the word essentially that is common that helps to understand the entirety of it.
It's kind of weird for me because like so most of my friends who decided to learn Japanese were either like white or Indian or something like that, and I was the one who went for Spanish because I thought Spanish was easier.
Yeah. So Deo. Yeah. Yoko. Yeah, you got corrected. You fucked up your own hiragana, dude.
Oh, I did, didn't I? Yeah.
Unfortunately, as you can see, this Windows build is not genuine, which means that I also don't have my normal language build installed on this computer because this is a temporary install. Because normally I'd be able to switch in here to go into Icelandic and Polish and Japanese. I can't do it right now. Sorry. And type in anything.
I just realized, is this like I just realized how diverse this, quote unquote, diverse this, you hang out. Like, isn't, Skeptic, like, black, and you're, like, half
Just-
gay,
oh.
and I'm Asian?
Skeptic. I forgot this
Skeptic.
shit says that.
Oh, it does! Oh, shit!
It says the skeptic community.
Or, sorry, I don't know your full name.
It's Neeraj.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's near edge.
Neeraj, okay.
Ne?
But I find that weird. Like, it's kind of interesting. So you got one black guy, one. I like how you say half gay. That's like the greatest term ever. I just.
Thank you. I
and then one-
appreciate it. It was my invention to call myself a half gay.
What's? By the way,
Hello.
I just. Hi.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
Hi. You've commented on so much of my shit. Przesprzedzisz dalekiego kraju? Swester? I can't fucking read Polish that well. I'm really bad at it. I try so hard, but my pronunciation is garbo. And hello and welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, good evening.
What's up,
So,
my homie?
yeah, well, not much.
You always comment on all my shit on Twitter. I know that.
Oh, yeah, well, got nothing
Wait
else
a
to
minute,
do.
hang on, I know who you are.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, fuck. What? This is your other, alias?
What?
Oh shit, I'm sorry. I thought you were somebody else. Fuck.
No.
Awkward.
God damn it, people's voices sound the same to me. I thought you were somebody else. I thought he was gonna come
No.
here. Oh, fuck me.
No.
Never mind.
Oh, suddenly almost got famous.
You respond to me all the time
Well,
on Twitter.
yeah.
I love it. Thank you, dude.
No, thank you.
Yeah, you guys got any kind of fucking issues you want to bring up? Otherwise, yeah, we could either continue just bullshitting
Oh,
about
yeah,
Japan
just-
or.
I was- Yeah, no, no.
However,
I was gonna say,
I
at some
do
point we should
have
watch
these
the
two
video.
fucking articles. Oxford student who's
Actually, I do want to bring up.
yeah. Who wants? Does someone?
sorry.
This is technically a Patreon stream, so technically, even though I made it public. So any fucking topic you want to bring up, go ahead. You have the right of way.
So one thing I did want to talk about was your alcohol syndrome video.
Hmm.
And it reminded me of back when I was in college 2 years ago, where I was in epidemiology.
Hmm.
This professor was also my biostats teacher, and she one day she brought up Zika virus outbreak thing,
Yes.
and she talked about how like the CDC said, hey, look, apparently this is affecting pregnant women, and their children might have birth defects. I think it says something along the lines of avoid getting pregnant or something like that. And
Yeah.
my professor flipped out because for literally all the same reasons you said in your alcohol symptom video. And I remember hers basically, what she did was I kind of disliked this, but so I mean this woman I didn't really notice it too much, but I realized that she actually was a hardcore feminist.
Yeah.
Like she talked about man spreading and shit, and we argued about that. But she, I remember she talked about how like, oh, if this was a man, if they said this about men, then it'd be saying stuff like, well, men should avoid drinking alcohol because it's going to make them more violent. So would you is this is this something that people would accept? And
Mm-mm.
first off, I hate alcohol, so I'm just like, I'm okay with that.
Mm-mm.
Who cares?
Well, I
but,
mean, yeah, it's okay, but it's. Oh, fuck me. Okay. These are not comparable.
made-
These are not comparable situations. First of all,
No, I mean,
as much as it,
Zika virus, you can't, you can try and prevent it, but you can't really, take action on your own. Drinking alcohol is your own action. It seems like that's quite a different thing.
Yeah.
it's
and
more than that though.
well-
Like the thing is, as much as feminists may want to bitch and cry and whine about this, guess who fucking makes the baby in their bodies? Meaning that your body must have a certain level of hygienics in order to help keep that baby healthy. Women, idiot. Like this whole fucking that whole fucking like I want to drink booze while I'm pregnant. Go fuck yourself. Like you fucked up so bad.
Yeah, it seems like such a luxury issue. That's like, why are you so spoiled that you can't do without that? Well, you have this immense responsibility for, another life inside of you.
It's so upsetting to me because I can't have kids, most likely. So it's like it's a very disturbing issue for me. I really hate it. It's that, you want to say the word triggering, that triggers me a little bit.
Yeah. The only thing I really got out of it was she basically lambasted the CDC and called them sexist, and then she basically had the entire classroom say, "Oh, they're sexist." And I said, "Wait a second. I know that they were careless and maybe what they were saying, but don't you think sexist is a big word to use here? I mean, that's kind of a big accusation." So I was thinking, like, because I didn't know anything about feminism or whatever, or this was like 2011 or something. So, but I was, or no, 2014, my bad. And so I was just sort of like, wait, can we just please not use really big accusations? Because I think maybe they're just being careless at worst, and maybe they're just having good intentions. So, that was my opinion of just like, and when you make your alcohol syndrome, I know that it's different because they decide to drink, but it's just sort of like the way the article took it was exactly the way my professor took it. And I was just sort of like, wow. I actually even had one of my feminist friends look at the PowerPoints that she used, and even she was just like, I don't think this is a fair accusation to call someone sexist because they maybe say, hey, woman, please avoid getting pregnant while the Zika outbreak is going on, or something like that. Because they talk about social stigmatization and all that stuff. So I wasn't sure if it was the same, or if it's different, or if it's kind of both, or whatever.
Yeah, this feminism shit, this is all, in my opinion, it's all cultural Marxism. Is the basic, the easiest way to describe it. This is the Frankfurt School rearing its hideous, ugly pimple head. This is the Frankfurt School. This is cultural Marxism. This has nothing to do with anything other than, yeah, we're communists and we're trying to control society. Now, I know that that's not the most popular opinion. I know I've pissed people off by saying that, but I don't give a fuck. It's cultural Marxism. Straight up.
Ironically, I took one gender studies class in college. My professor is the opposite of what you expect a gender studies professor to be. She loved debate. She wasn't really radicalized, and she loved hearing the other side. I actually made an essay criticizing a lot of, because it was the course was depiction of gender and race in film, and she gave us a lot of the actual postmodernist articles like Laura Mulvey or Bell Hooks.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just disagreeing with literally everything, because I think there was even that one of the articles even said Steven Spielberg is racist because of the Color Purple movie, because he made a black guy a villain.
Steven Spielberg was racist because of The Color Purple?
Yeah, or the movie The Color Purple, right?
The Color Purple is one of the most, oh my, who the fuck would say that movie was racist?
It's because you know the Birth of the Nation movie, like the actual racist.
The Color
movie?
Purple is a film that I have watched with my mother more times than I can count, and every time we end up holding each other and crying because it is that much of an emotional film. But it is a incredibly racially sensitive film.
Yeah, I defended it. So the reason why it was called racist is because there's the scene in the Color Purple where Danny Glover's character kind of chases the main character's sister, and they said, and the problem with the woman had, I don't know if it was Bell Hook or someone else, but she said it's exactly like the chase scene in the Birth of a Nation movie, and so it's like something about, oh, you're depicting the black man as a villain and intersectionality and stuff like that, because she's a black woman, so she, and so I actually defended the entire film. I said, no, they're not saying the black guy's evil, and even hell, there's even his son was redeemed at the end. He ended up being a good guy, blah blah blah. And my professor loved it. She said, "Oh, I love debate. I think this is fantastic." So she was the opposite of a gender studies professor. And we did have a few SJWs in my class, but there was only 4 or 5. I think it's because that class it was an optional class, like a summer class that a lot of people who weren't even majors, like gender studies majors, took in. But I found it interesting that that professor was so open to dialogue, and not even right. She actually is a professor at Berkeley too, which is kind of hilarious.
Of course,
But
she's a
actually
professor at Berkeley. No shit.
But yeah, well, I don't go to Berkeley. She does part time there. But I thought it was hilarious how she talked about how like woman. I couldn't believe, I didn't. And her father walked with, like, he was one of the protesters with Gandhi, so maybe that's one of the reasons why she loves peace so much, and she hates violence, which is good. But then my biology professor was the opposite. I mean, talk about being having an ideology, like just being an ideologue. There we go. And I just found it kind of interesting how it seems to be infecting the STEM field, at least from my observation, in my experience. I don't know if the stats kind of say anything about it, but it was just sort of weird that was the dichotomy I saw.
Yeah, you will see that shit sometimes. Hello, by the way.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello, John.
Hey,
Sorry, I didn't realize you sent a link earlier.
Yeah.
This is my first time ever being on a stream, so this will be my breakout evening.
Oh, somebody else also got in.
Nice.
Mike? Okay. Again, this was originally a Patreon thing, but oh shit. Alright, yeah, PC game. Yeah, everybody. Okay. Oh, John, you're Jack, though, yeah?
Oh, yeah, this is one of my mini pseudonyms.
Jack, don't fucking. How dare you? I can't. Jack and I are good friends.
So I will say I've been listening to this whole thing, and I don't know who the Asian guy is, but you're actually a pretty good speaker, guy. I've had fun listening to you. And of
Thanks
course,
a lot.
Near
I
Edge
hate my-
as well.
I hate the way I talk, but sure, thanks.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think this stream, like, it's gonna get more fucking bloated, unfortunately, but I think this is the whole fun piece of this a little bit. We're gonna do some fun shit, guys. PC game, yeah, thank you for coming on. You were there today when I was on Hard Bastard stream, of course. So, I'm always down for that. Yeah, what are we gonna talk about now, guys? And I don't like John. I prefer if you change your name to Jack. It makes me upset. Oh, PC game left.
yeah,
Okay. Alright, bye-bye.
I think there was a problem with his mic.
It's muted.
That would be it. I can't undo that.
Oh, there we go. Do you hear me?
Yeah, got
Yeah,
you, my
Yeah,
dude.
there we go.
Aerith Volt.
Aerith Volt? No, it's Altanavolt.
I know it's Altana. It's a joke I made because like Aerith from Final Fantasy VII, the only video game character that's ever made me cry. I'm
I
not
know,
even joking.
dude. I got your message. I got your fucking reference, dude. Yeah, but you always have you been on Hard Bastards channel before today? Cause like
Yeah, that's how I found you from Hard Bastards channel. That's how I found you. It was kind of like one thing led to another. That's how I found you.
yeah, we're a bit connected at this point. I can't.
Yeah, that's how I found your channel. Because I like Hard Bastard is my main source of news, and also Stick, Sex, and Hammer 666. Those are my two sources of all my news these days. Because fuck CNN, fuck Fox News, fuck MSNBC, and fuck the fucking Young Turks.
Fuck the Young Turks, dude. My dude, fuck the Young Turks. Actually, Hard Bastard was my pretty much exclusive source of news besides Poll. And then well, now we're dating, so whatever.
Oh, I love how the media still doesn't get internet memes to this day. They don't, like, the SPLC declared Kekistani and Chatelet to be hate memes.
Yeah, it's hate speech, dude.
Yeah, I mean, come on, I'm actually half Turk myself. I'm not even kidding. And I hate Cenk.
Roach, remove yourself.
Ha. I hate Cenk. Cenk doesn't speak for me. Or, I'm sorry.
Cenk doesn't speak for anybody besides his own fucking fat buffalo carcass.
And Anna Kasparian. I mean, Anna and her.
Well, to be fair, like most of the Turks living in either here or in Germany probably won't even have heard of the guy.
Ardania, do you live in Turkey?
No.
Oh, thank God.
No.
I was really
No,
worried
I'm
for a
Russian.
second.
No, I'm Dutch. So
Oh God, well that's
Does,
not much better, my friend. I'm so sorry.
yeah,
What's,
Did you vote for at least?
Sure.
Did you at least vote for Wilders?
nope.
You didn't vote for Wilders. Who'd you vote for?
I didn't.
Not gonna say.
Okay,
Didn't,
okay.
Nah, sorry.
No, but
That's
not for
one rule.
Wilders. Not for Wilders though. So we're at odds.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
understand when people hate Wilders. By the way, he's a bit of a fucking asshole. I totally understand people wouldn't want to vote for Wilders.
Yeah.
No,
it's like-
it's yeah. There's other things that I don't agree with.
No, there are many things I don't agree with Wilders on. So
Yeah.
I have a question. Is it true that Cenk like denies the Armenian genocide?
mhm.
Yeah, I think he does. Yeah. And you know what's really ironic?
He calls
Anna
himself
Kasparian-
the Young Turks. He has an
Anna
Armenian
Anna
woman.
Anna Kunsparian is Armenian, and she works for this fat bastard. I mean,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
yeah. He allows an Armenian a woman on there who is like, I'm better than you. I'm much fucking better than you.
Yeah, fuck her.
However, he calls his network the Young Turks, which was the name of a group of Turkish genocidal people, or which was genocidal nationalists who did murder massive amounts of Armenians. Now Armenians. Are they human? That's a question. I'm sorry, fuck, I can't do poll memes like this.
Jeez, you're calling me terrible.
I can't
I've only
do my
read one.
memes. Sometimes I have to like drop my hot memes and they're not very.
Anita Sarkeesian is another embarrassment.
Oh, come on, that has been.
Let's not talk about her. I hate.
Yeah, the name that shall never be mentioned. I'm glad she's done with video games. She was the worst thing to ever happen to video games.
Pretty much. She needs to
I
fuck off.
avoided the whole thing, but
Hey, she made a pretty penny, so give her some credit.
Yeah, and it's sad how all these developers are like think that she's worth paying attention to for her shitty opinions. It doesn't matter what video game she's gonna call every video game sexist. Pretty much every video game except what was that one? There's that one game that
yeah, there was. Yeah.
What was that one?
I don't remember that one.
It was Sword and Sorcery EP with an avatar that looks like something from an Atari 2600.
The problem
that
is
thing.
this is that the data that she's referencing are very not only outdated but incorrect. In fact, my data, in contrast, completely and totally decimate everything, every single argument that Anita has ever made. My data will destroy Anita Sarkeesian. When my dissertation is published, it will not be a fun time for her. It will be. She'll never read it, by the way. She'll never read my dissertation.
Yeah, she doesn't. I'm actually blocked by Feminist Frequency on Twitter. I never even tweeted to her. I'm blocked by her mom.
More accurately, though, dude. Like, I've read her
Who isn't?
dissertation. I've read her dissertation. Okay, she's never gonna read my dissertation. Let me put it that way. Even though my dissertation is going to make. Now, I've read her dissertation. Her dissertation is bullshit. It's mostly it's 99% pseudoscience. It's not real science. My dissertation is 100% science, and it makes her look like an idiot. So she's
And,
never
you know,
gonna read that shit.
When I first got into Gamergate, there was a video by Mr. Repsion who said that Anita's strongest influence was bell hooks. I had to say bell hooks in an effeminate voice because she insists on lowercasing her name.
Yes. She's not the only one who does that, though. There are several scholars who do that, which makes me very irritated. But let me be very clear. I've read her fucking dissertation. Her dissertation was repugnant and disgusting and low quality. Had I been, and here's the thing, like, I feel a little bit like an asshole sometimes when I get a little bit of my academic, what would you call it? Highfalutincy? Or I get a little bit, pretentious. But the thing is,
we'll go with that.
were I Anita Sarkeesian's, because no, I'm a PhD student, so I'm not allowed to say this. I'm like halfway to getting the PhD. If Anita Sarkeesian's master's thesis came across my desk, I would deny it on every level. It is a repugnant piece of unscientific drivel. It it provides. She's got like 20 sources in the entire fucking thing. This is not how you conduct scientific research. This is disgusting. This is an
Aiden-
assault and an affront to scientific research. It's disgusting.
Aiden, have you seen this? Do you follow a Twitter account called Real True Peer Review? They
Yes,
post
yes,
the most
yes.
bad shit, crazy. Oh my fucking god!
Well, wait. The video I'm working on right now. I'm working on a video. I'm trying to write it. Like, I'll bring it up. Like, here's the thing. I can't fucking finish it because I'm getting too upset. But you could see my next 3 parts that are. Whoa, Jack, you know this. Where it's like, it's like CV analysis, dissertation analysis. I gotta finish this, and then assessment of advisor and husband of fucking Leaf. Fucking Canadians always ruin everything.
There's one article they showed like claiming that glaciers are sexist. Like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah.
How the fuck are glaciers sexist?
I've seen that article. I've seen that article. They think everything is sexist. They think no.
It's like Anita Sarkeesian. Everything is sexist. Everything is racist. Everything is homophobic, and you have to point it all out.
Yeah, but the question is, do you think that she really thinks that, though? I mean, to me, it seems like it's just one big money grabbing scam.
I think Macintosh was the true, like, puppet behind the whole Anita Sarkeesian train. That guy is the world. He's the biggest cuck on the planet. He's like Steve Shives levels of cuck.
Yeah, I don't think she honestly believes anything that she says. I think she's a face for this shit.
Yeah.
She's
for feminist. It's the Feminist Frequency Organization, and because she is the only one in that group that this is my theory. Because she's the only one in that group that has any kind of charisma or stage presence. Because you can find videos of her from like 2006 where she talks about
charisma.
Giving like
Wouldn't say
yeah,
that.
because there's videos of her from like 2006, 2007, I think, where she talks about doing
she's never
seminars.
She's never played video games. Yes, I understand. I know the reference you're making. The thing is, yes.
That was from a Sargon video a video that he dug up from, I think it was 2007, where she talks about doing seminar work.
No. I mean, it wasn't just Sargon. Everyone pulled that video up. Like, it was very obvious that she had no interest in video games. She was doing this. Now, I'm surprised Logical Lion is not in this stream, because normally I would expect him to be. But, the thing is, there is a little bit of, now, how do I say this? People like my bitch, Mia Consalvo. Now, I say that name, I'm gonna get attacked for saying Mia Consalvo is a scientist that I like, because she's the president of DIGRA, the Digital Institute of Games.
Oh my god, DIGRA.
Yeah. Well, I love DIGRA. I don't love DIGRA inherently. I do love Mia Consalvo. I've met her. She's a good friend of mine. And, see, I'm even afraid a little bit to say that, because that means that's going to come fucking back to me, because I'm like, oh, you know Mia Consalvo? Who all knows Mia Consalvo? How many hundreds of people know her? Mia Consalvo, though, despite some of the more negative shit she's said about video games, she is a brilliant scientist. She has been attacked by the Gamergate crowd for shit that she said and has retracted.
I dropped out of that whole Gamergate thing like about a year or so ago, because they started attacking each other. It's like ethics. We gotta fight my social justice. Okay, I'm done with this. I just want to go back to playing video games. I'm done with this. This is too much.
Right. No. My only fear is that like okay, in 2014, maybe was it 2015? 2015 maybe.
It was 2014.
I made a post on Kotaku in Action on Reddit, because I don't post very often on Reddit. And I made a post where I essentially said, like, don't fuck with Mia Consalvo, don't fuck with Dr. Nick Bowman, don't fuck with Dr. Jamie Banks, don't fuck with people like Jeremy Ballinson, don't fuck with people like Dr. Jorge Pena. Leave these motherfuckers alone, because they were fucking with them. They were all video game scholars that was like, you guys are fucking with people who don't deserve the vitriol that you're giving to them, because they don't have an agenda that you think they have. Actually, most of them are quantitative social scientists. Now, Mia Consalvo is a qualitative social scientist. She is different. You guys gotta leave these motherfuckers alone, because they are not out to get you. They're really not out to get you. And it was very disconcerting to see that shit.
the whole Gamergate thing. I think it's been a while. Was it Zoe Quinn or was it Lee Alexander? I forgot who's. I think it was Zoe Quinn that started the whole thing.
Yeah, Zoe Quinn.
Zoe Quinn, yeah.
Yeah.
That is not a game, Depression Quest. That is not even a fucking game. It's a PowerPoint presentation masquerading as a game. That is not a game. I've played that because it's free to play.
Yeah,
That is
my
not
but my
a game.
problem, my issue and my problem was that like my advisors and my mentors were being attacked over that, which I did not appreciate, and I did not like at all. And I know I got signaled who I was when I made that post on Reddit. People found out who I was, so it's like whatever. What's this? Yeah, it's probably very easy to figure out who I am from that information, but the thing is, like, I really don't want people to fuck with my advisors, and I don't want people to fuck with my mentors.
Yeah, I saw that video where like you're like I don't want like you don't want like you're anonymous because I guess because you don't want the college students to be triggered if they found out who you were. There's
It's
I
more
will
than
never-
that. Like, my university really won't care if they find if they know about the videos that I make. It's more about, yes, if the students make enough, if the students start to get triggered, that would mean that I
what's
would
funny
lose
is
my
it's like-
position, probably.
It's like Jordan Peterson is an academic, and he is like the most hated academic with the social justice communists.
They hate him, yes, but he has tenure. I do not.
Tenure, right?
I don't have tenure. I'm a PhD student. I have nothing. They can remove anything that I have right now. They could remove. I'm tired. I'm not drunk. I'm just tired. Yeah, they could remove everything that I have pretty easily. They could remove all of my shit. Is the unfortunate bit.
Yeah, it's like Aiden, have you ever seen a movie called PCU? That I first saw that movie on VH1 back in 2013. I thought it's like this because this movie is a joke. It's like it's like now all the stuff in that movie in 1994 is real. It's crazy. You've seen that movie, haven't you, Aiden?
Yeah, yes, I have. There's a difficulty in explicating the complexities of shit like that, though.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like social justice warriors are so ripe for criticism, but they won't do it because because instead let's just make Bill Nye Saves the World, which I made it's on Twitter. I made a tribute to Aiden, which is parroting the Bill Nye Saves the World.
Yeah, that was great.
Logo.
That was really funny. Thank you. That's great.
Because it says, I think it's like who is even watching Bill Nye Saves the World? Every time I log into Netflix, they're promoting it. It has one of the Rachel Bloom video has like a 98% dislike rating. That's like worse than like a Francesca Ramsey video. Who the fuck is watching Bill Nye? Why? Yeah, that's my question. Who's watching?
Well, okay, that's a very interesting question. Who is the audience?
I would SJWs. It's like
no.
that
I don't
comedy-
even think. Okay, social justice warrior faggots. They don't watch any of this shit because all they do is go on Tumblr and reshare fucking gifs with each other.
Or they share Mike links. Mike is the most cancerous website I think I've ever seen. It's worse than BuzzFeed.
They don't actually pay to view this shit. Do you know who has the money to watch Netflix? It's fucking adults. It's
Us,
not
yeah,
these
I
little
pay-
babies who are like.
I pay $8 a month to watch Netflix.
It's not that expensive, but let me get real.
Yeah,
These
it's-
little faggots, they
it's
don't
like
pay anything for anything. They
Right.
don't pay for anything. They are absurd idiots. They don't pay for any of the stuff that they are so upset about. So,
There's no audience, and it's like with Comedy Central. Like who gave the green light to that problematic show? That just looks like cancer from what I saw. I mean that cultural appropriation rap. That's almost like a Poe or something. That's like it's like if In Living Color had been around 10 years ago, they would have done a skit like that.
Yep.
And the thing is, I had never even heard of that MC Search guy before. Who is he? I had never heard of him before. I mean, I don't listen to a lot of rap, and I know most rap artists. I had never even heard of this fat cuck before until I saw the show.
I don't know either. What do other guys, everyone else, I'm sorry, what does everyone else have to say about that? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's I don't know if it's really any sort of a thing here at all. Obviously, I've been out of school or university for quite some time now. Last time I saw the inside of a school was in 2003. So, but it's like you don't see it
No, good for
anywhere
you.
on TV much. Except the one thing that I noticed is that they started using gender as a word as opposed to something like as an actual word that they introduced into the language just for the sake of having a word just to you know signify that you can have some other sort of gender like the third or fourth or whatever umpteenth.
And
That's the
you've
only thing that I've
experienced
seen
that in the
introduced.
Netherlands as well as just in your university system?
Oh, I've been hearing it on the radio of late, and that's been annoying me. It's just insane. But in university, I don't really know. Maybe in like the arts, maybe they've been more left leaning, well, since eternity. But
Yeah.
I don't really see it in universities yet, fortunately. But as far as TV goes, otherwise, meh. We mostly get shows from abroad anyway. So
What I find weird is that Comedy Central has South Park on it. It's
Yeah,
just
South Park.
completely anti-PC. I mean, South Park hates PC, so it's weird that they have that show, but then everything else is just bullshit. It's just like because South Park was on there for so long and it just had like tenure or something.
I wouldn't call it tenure, but yes, essentially it does actually
Ardania.
Yeah.
You know what's really? I mean, they're about to give Francesca Ramsey her own show. Francesca Ramsey, the most hated person on YouTube with 92% dislike ratings on every fucking video.
Yeah,
Who
but
greenlight this? Who greenlit this?
one
yeah, they
thing
have
I
no
think
fucking
you
clue. Yeah, they want to give Francesca Ramsey a fucking job. Like, when they know that she's hated by literally everyone. They want to give her a job? Are you kidding me? It's
They
bullshit.
want people to hate watch her.
I guess that's it. I guess
And
that's
this,
it.
and this Moshe Kasher show. Who's the audience for this
Who
problematic
is the
show?
audience of Moshe Kasher? I don't know.
I mean, the only reason I only knew about this show because
Oh,
I think I
guys.
heard about it from Hard Bastard. That's how I knew about it.
Oh, guys. Okay, hang on. Let me tell you. There's a guy called LA Werewolf. Do you guys know him?
I've heard of him.
yeah.
He's a YouTuber. He was invited onto Moshe Kasher's show to be a representative of the quote alt-right. Fuck off. Fucking goddamn motorcycles. Look,
Oh,
it
God.
got worse.
I know. I can't even have my windows open here.
My windows are closed. I just live near very
Oh.
busy roads. It's difficult.
Yeah.
He was invited onto Moshe Kasher's show to be a representative of the alt-right. And about a day after they invited him on, he contacted Jeff Holiday and said, like, fight me about Lacey Green. Fight me, fight me, fight me. Like, let's have, like, you're a faggot. Like, he was saying, like, some real rude shit. Like, not, like, normal kinds of, like, hey, could we have an intellectual discussion? No, he was being rude.
Yeah.
And it's like, I told him, like, homie, they have pulled you out to be on this show because they're going to make you look like an idiot. And as a extension of that, they're going to make the entire alt-right look like idiots. Well, they certainly picked out the right fucking grape in that particular instance, did they not? They found the guy, they found the dude to be a fucking moron. Great.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah. There's so many weird people like just overreacting like that. I don't get it, but
I made a joke when I was 8 years old that all of this was going to happen because I was just sort of like, hey, what happens if we can push the limits of what is sensitive over? Like, and me and my dad used to joke about like, and one day we're gonna be upset about gender, and I'm just like, and now this is happening. It's sort of like,
PCU.
I'm right.
PCU wasn't just a comedy. PCU was a warning.
I was watching Three's Company actually, and it was
That's
just
a
sort of
good show.
like, and I was just sort of like, the one guy was like, oh, I got Jack, the character, was sort of like, I got arrested because
Mhm.
or because I said the word hi, and I made this whole joke about how in certain cultures, what if hi was actually like the N word or something like that, and then I just made a whole like story of what happens when it goes too far,
Yeah,
and it's just so weird
called
to see
microaggression.
all. Yeah, and it's so
Mhm.
weird to see all this happen in front of my eyes. It's sort of like, dude, guys, it was a joke. Were you guys listening in on me or something? I don't know what's going on here anymore.
Well, yeah. What I think is interesting to keep in mind is that yes, there's a lot of shit going on, and that's mostly happening in our neck of the woods, and mostly on, well, not just mostly online, mostly in the Western world. But as you like look at Eastern Europe, and especially if you look at countries like China and Japan, like that shit's not happening there. What's going to happen when they actually, when
Mhm.
I wouldn't say they take over, but
Yeah.
when they make all the scientific progress, that's kind of disturbing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because at this rate, like if people really, like if they take hold in STEM fields, then uh, that's just gonna ruin ruin the future potential that we have. And hopefully I don't see it here just yet, but we're just a tiny country the size of Pennsylvania for your comparison. So what the fuck can you do compared
Well,
to
It's
something
just alternative science. Gravity is a social construct. You just have to get used to that.
Yeah.
And race is a social construct. Thanks, Rachel Dolezal.
yeah. No, but if you look at how many Chinese are getting good education in, for instance, the U.S. and actually
Yeah.
going home and taking that knowledge home. All the Chinese companies making shit that is now not just made in China, cheap plastic, but actually good stuff. If they keep that up, well, we've already got a problem.
I know that I know Berkeley has a lot of Chinese kids.
Mm.
And I know the Bay Area has a lot of Asians. So I know they're getting good education here. I know that. So, but I am worried about China, to be honest with you. So, because China
Well,
are asshole communists. Well, not
well, yeah,
really. They're not like North Korea, but
I really I really find your this really dislike of the communists
communists.
almost entertaining. I'm sorry.
It's because I'm Vietnamese. That's why.
Well, yeah, I can understand it totally. Don't get me wrong, but yeah. Sorry.
Erdanya, what country you mentioned? You mentioned a country the size of Pennsylvania. What country was that?
Holland.
Netherlands.
I have a question. Why is it called both? Like, why is it two names with that?
I don't know.
Well, technically,
know?
there's two provinces called Holland, and basically the name stuck because the Netherlands is a pain in the ass to pronounce.
Nederland.
Oh, is there like a Dutch word for it? Oh, that's it.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Nederland. I
Netherlands,
believe.
yeah.
I only know one thing about it is that I'm a big soccer fan, so I watch Dutch soccer sometimes, and
Football.
I just know. Yeah, I watched Eredivisie. What is that? How you guys say it?
Sorry?
Eredivisie.
Oh, Eredivisie, yeah.
Yeah, I just know that you guys can't defend for some reason. Sorry.
Well, I'm not much of a soccer fan, so I can't tell you much.
Okay. 'Cause I wanted to go to Europe because of soccer, but after the whole shitstorm, I'm like, I'm gonna stay here.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Things
didn't.
are okay here, but as I said, this is a tiny part of the entire area. I'm like, there's plenty of tourism going on towards Greece, towards Italy, wherever you would think would be a lot of the migrant issues. Still a lot of tourism going on. I'm hesitant. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, as like I think was it asked where to go? TMF, I think it was. You asked where to go if you like if really shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
Well, not Japan. They don't like you.
Oh
They
no,
won't
yeah,
like you.
but I'd rather go there than anywhere that's any close to communism. Like I hate communism so much.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, Antifa can just go fuck themselves.
yeah,
Here's
because
the thing with-
you know.
I have a question. Here's the thing. It seems like Antifa just kind of came out of thin air recently, but no. Apparently they've been around for
Oh, God.
like long time. But
We-
in
we
America,
don't know
they
yet.
didn't really become a thing until like this year. Like, why did they? It's like they just suddenly came out of thin air. It feels like this year.
Well, maybe. I don't know how long or how extensively they've existed in the US, but we've been.
Yeah, I've read
we've
that
seen
in
them
Germany
in
they've
like
been
the
a problem.
70s and 80s, and
Yeah,
if you
I've heard that
Yeah.
Antifa were a problem in Germany, like back in the 70s.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Here too.
Crown T made he talked about their history in the Western what's it called, the Western Front podcast. He talked about their history, about how like their entire history is like basically a lie, because
Yeah.
it was like the Shah like came, and then it turns out like there was a protest and one guy got shot, but it turned out to be like an East German secret agent or something, and you know how like the Italians were actually the original Antifa, and they were actually not that bad, and they hated each other or something. It was like the whole thing's on his podcast, one of
Yeah.
the episodes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was,
what's interesting, if you look at like there's footage of squatter riots going on in Amsterdam in the 70s and 80s, and there's Antifa there as well. That it's basically the same thing. Like the original people squatting in these houses are already moved out, and basically Antifa moved in, and then like the police units came in with armored cars and whatever and tried to tear the houses down, and it really like the current Antifa guys roaming around in the US. I don't think they would last just 10 minutes in in those riots. Honestly,
ooh.
it's really that was really late 60s 70s was pretty mean.
There was another terrorist. There was another terrorist group that I've heard there were other terrorist groups in
Several.
Western Europe around that time. There was another
You
one
have
that
the
was
RARA,
what
you have
was
the Rote Armee faction, there's the RAF, I think.
there was also there was a group in Italy that killed the prime minister. What was that group called? I've heard about them before.
They were fascist too, I think. I don't recall the details.
Oh, there was a well-known German terrorist group from that era as well. It was I don't think it was Antifa, was it? I don't remember what their name
No.
was.
You have the Rote Armee faction, which was the well, technically I suppose they would be communists, but
Screw communism.
yeah.
Yeah,
So Aiden, did you die or?
I think she's just busy.
Yeah.
I think she's away.
You know what's interesting is that my dad fought in the Vietnam War as a Vietnamese soldier, and he actually talked about how like he
Was it
hates.
It was South Vietnam, not the Viet Cong.
Yeah.
Of
No,
course.
no. We hate the Viet Cong. So my dad actually doesn't even consider North communists human, and one of the reasons why is because he saw a lot of them apparently eat babies. I don't know if he's
Oh.
exaggerating, but he told me that. He told me like, I've seen them eat babies, and he thinks like. He says that he never went through PTSD because he enjoyed killing them so much.
Oh
like
my
he
God.
enjoyed killing them. Like because
Oh my
part of it is because they killed part of our family, so he kind of just hated them. But the anti-communist thing is actually very common in Vietnamese communities in the Bay Area. Like in Silicon Valley, if you want to find an area that's anti-communist in Silicon Valley, go to the Vietnamese community. They all hate communism. It's
I can imagine.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, so if anything, if Silicon Valley goes to well, it is going to shit. But if it's going to go any more to shit, the one saving grace in the Bay Area is the Vietnamese community because they all hate anything Marxist and communist. So
Oh, yeah.
there's a little there.
Kind of, I guess they're like the Cubans of South Florida, who are like the Cubans of South Florida. I'm guessing because the Cubans of Miami voted for Trump.
Yeah,
They
I
were
know
the
that
only-
Cubans.
The Cubans in Florida were the only Hispanic group that actually voted for Trump over Hillary Clinton in the last election.
Yeah, I heard a lot is because of their experiences regarding Cuba
Yeah,
and all that.
the Cubans of Miami County are the most are. There's a lot of the Cubans areas of like Miami are strongly Republican, and they've been Republican strongholds for decades.
Yeah, I don't even know if I consider myself Republican. I just like I switched so many
Yeah,
times, and
I'm independent.
Yeah.
I'm independent.
But
I would never. I don't vote for either party now at this point. I'm independent. I vote for the candidates. I don't vote for the party. That's my mentality.
yeah, I'm independent too. So, I tend to be I tend towards conservatism because I don't want like I respect Western culture. I love the country I was born in. I love everything about America. I only identify as American, and a lot of people are surprised because you hear that from a white guy, you don't hear that from an Asian guy. So it's just weird. Although I want to point out, I want to ask you guys. So in the racial hierarchy of the regressive left, where does Asian fall under? Because I know straight white male are on the bottom, but I've heard that straight Asian males, are actually worse or around the same level because they apparently have a culture of working hard, which is weird.
Yeah,
But
you know how you know how like SJWs think of Japanese culture. They think Japan is misogynistic. Like why do you think Anita Sarkeesian does all her hate? They hate Japanese. Like the SJWs, gamer journalists, they really don't like Japanese games because of how they portray women.
yeah, all I know, just I love how Japan just says "f you," even the woman gamer. Cause I read an article about the UN some time ago, like demonized them, and then even the
Anime.
woman created. Yeah, the woman would just like "f you," go to hell, like we don't care, and that's
And
one of the reasons why I was like, I love this country.
Here's a fun fact. You know, remember like Bayonetta, that was actually designed by a woman. I forgot what her name was, but the character of Bayonetta, which is one of my favorite games ever, that was actually designed by a chick. I don't remember what her name was, but it was a Japanese woman.
Yeah. Well, what's kind of interesting is that they, when these women speak out, right? You hear people say, "Oh, internalized misogyny," and it's just a stupid term. But when I hear about people like Linda Sarsour, I'm just thinking maybe that is an internalized misogynist.
Oh my god!
Here's the funny part: like, if they're like, and how badly women are treated in Saudi Arabia, right? There are certain groups in Saudi Arabia where women are like, no, it's just fine and all that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, maybe they are actually the examples of actual internalized misogynists because Linda Sarsour's a woman. Why would she want Sharia law unless she's like been brainwashed and shit, right? So
It's
maybe
like, it reminds me of the dyke from CNN, Sally Cohn. I hate that woman.
But so, would you consider people like Linda Sarsour to be actual internalized misogynists or something, or are they just
I think she could be a con artist, kind of like Anita Sarkeesian. I think she is I mean, she could be a con artist who's trying to sell this bullshit to the regressive left who have just embraced Islam. That's what I think. That's one possible theory, that she's a con artist who is targeting all these self-hating white regressives who think that the Islamophobia crowd. That's my theory.
It's what's weird also about Islam is that the first Muslim I've ever met was Japanese. So in my head, it's hard for me to even think of a brown Muslim because the first Muslim I met was an Asian. Act like Oriental Asian. Which, by the way, another thing. Apparently, Oriental's racist. My dad calls himself that all the time, so I don't get that. Whatever.
Well, you can't be racist. Only white people, apparently.
It's weird because I remember my professor's like, Oriental's racist. I'm like, my dad calls us that all the time. It's actually to differentiate us between Indians. So I don't understand why that's racist. It's always a fun thing to know about, but yeah. But are we so I guess I'm assuming the Asians are at the bottom or close to the bottom, yeah, right on top of the straight white male,
That's probably because at least in the U.S., Asians generally make more money. So.
Yeah. I got an argument with a black. Well, so in high school, this is 2012. There's this half black girl who only identifies as black. So this is before identity politics really became a thing. And I remember she talked about how she got into this really high prestigious college, and then one girl's like, "Oh, it's because you're black, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, my blackness, me being black helped me get in there." And I sort of said, "Doesn't that seem unfair?" And then we got into this whole argument about affirmative action. And I remember one thing she told me was, the reason why I should get the spot over someone like you is because I come from a culture that doesn't have hard workers. You do. Therefore, you are more privileged than me because you have a culture of working hard, which makes no sense. And then she told me there are too many Asians in college right now. So in order for diversity to happen, there needs to be less of people like you. and then the white girls around me were like, yeah, why don't you listen to her? I'm like, you guys are being literally racist towards me right now. What the frick? And so, by the way, that was the moment I became conservative, right there. And I remember the location too. My teacher heard everything, and so when I go back there as a visit, I'm gonna say, hey, by the way, that is where I became conservative, right there. But yeah.
You know
so
what? You know what's
sorry, I'm
really
not sure.
funny, and I've noticed this before. Have you noticed that some of the most racist blacks on YouTube and Twitter are half black or have black backgrounds? Like Francesca Ramsey's husband is white. Colin Kaepernick, you know, the football player, the
Yeah,
woke football player. I'm not sure. I think it's either his dad or his mom that's white. I don't remember. And that yeah, those are just two examples I can think of. And also this Melissa Harris Perry, that's this MSNBC idiot that was completely triggered by someone saying the term hard work because she said it made her think of slavery, and accused Star Wars of being racist because Darth Vader was wearing a black mask, and then it took off and he was this white guy, Hayden Christensen.
Oh wait, I heard that somebody made a joke about that. I thought that was just a joke because there was a guy, like there was a black comedian who made a joke about that, and I thought that was a joke. I didn't think they actually took it seriously.
I don't know either. If that's sometimes Poe's law gets a little too close.
No, she actually said that. There's a video clip of her saying that. She actually said that. What's funny is she's half white. She's half white,
Sure.
just like
Well,
just like
you'd
just
be-
like just like Colin Kaepernick. Just like Colin Kaepernick, she's and what is with these half white
Wait,
that
wait. I have an idea. Maybe it's think about it. So in order for a half white person to be, to be born, that means one of their parents had to be white. Do you think that person might have had white guilt and therefore married? Like, you know that the Boondocks thing?
Oh yeah,
The show. So yeah, so that the white woman married the black guy because essentially I think it was because he's black or something like that, even though he's a complete wuss. So maybe it's something like that because they inherit that kind of person who would marry who would do that would kind of give them white guilt, maybe. I don't know. Not not all, obviously, but maybe just some of them like that. You know, 'cause it's just like something, maybe a suggestion I'm putting out there, not saying anything definitive.
well, yeah,
Just because the Boondocks was in my head, so I was like, maybe
it's
that's
like
it.
it's like Capper. It's like another one is have you been following this one? There's this. I'm blocked by a oh my god. There's another one. Her name is Laura Witt. She's a writer for the Cancer Teen Vogue. She's like, we black women stand up. She's actually half white. Her last name is Dutch for white wit.
Yeah.
I brought that up on Twitter once.
If I call someone like Sarsura Miss Cockroach, is that like okay? Because doesn't her name actually mean cockroach?
Yes, it's Sarsor, I believe, is roach or something like that in Arabic.
So if someone calls her that, that can't be racist, right? Because that's actually her name. In fact, that's actually being respectful, right? Because
I'm not sure that works that way.
I'm not sure social justice works the way they think it does. So I don't know. Like use the same
Well, you
logic
could
against
say
them.
you could say that if you were trying to speak their language, it would be cultural appropriation. So it would only be appropriate to say it in English.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. I was thinking of that. Like, yeah,
Like
say it in
where
English.
did this I remember like I don't remember ever hearing about this cultural appropriation shit 5 years ago. Like this just kind of came out of nowhere, like in 2015, it seems.
Well, I mean, I understand that sometimes that people when they see their culture, the part of their culture going out into other countries, that you would at least have them to at least know what it's about to appreciate it. But I don't like the idea of like policing people, saying you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. I mean, look, if I see a random person in like Poland wear Vietnamese clothing, I would appreciate it if they at least knew about it. But if they don't, I'm not gonna give a shit. Like, that's it. That's it. But I think they take that type of logic too far and turn into policing. I mean, there was when I heard about cultural appropriation, I saw this one British girl basically lecture a Japanese woman on the appropriation of kimonos, and like, do you not see the irony behind this? Come on here.
The first time I heard the word cultural appropriation was it was about that really terrible rapper Iggy Azalea. That was the first time I heard the
yeah.
term cultural appropriation. This was back in, I think, no, that was the first time I heard the term cultural appropriation was about Iggy Azalea, and this would have been, I think, in like 2015, early 2015, I believe.
Yeah, I haven't heard it here at all, but you never know.
It can
And
sports be
then,
cultural
and then
appropriation?
later in 2015, did you hear about this? There was this. It was called, decolonize the museums. A bunch of SJWs at the Boston Museum of Art lost their salt because of this kimono display. It's like, how dare white people wear kimonos? You can't do that. And you know what? None of the people protesting were Japanese. In fact, the Japanese community of Boston came out in support for the museum. It's like, fuck off. We don't care. Fuck you. Go home. Exactly. They didn't. It's like, why do you never hear? Why is it always these non-groups that are protesting, like this recent like taco stand? It was in Portland, because of course it was in Portland, getting shut down because some SJWs said it was racist for white people to sell tacos. Fuck off.
They don't even sell real tacos in like Taco Bell. Like apparently, if you in Mexico, the tacos like really small, and you order like 20 of them or something like that. Like, because the tacos here are apparently really large. I remember someone telling me about that.
I have no idea. We don't actually have any Mexican restaurants here.
Chop suey was cultural appropriation, I believe, because they don't actually serve chop suey in China, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, there's a whole lot of like you see a lot of Chinese restaurants here. That's not Chinese food.
Chop suey.
Well, yeah.
It was invented in Chinatown, in San Francisco's Chinatown. Chop suey was invented, if I recall correctly. I remember reading that a long time ago.
The Asian food that you eat here I don't not say here, but eat in America, if you actually let actual like Chinese people or actual like Asians like from Asia taste it, they'll say like this is not like at all what we grew up with. It's apparently tailored to Western taste buds.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that the reverse happens as well. I spent nearly a month in Japan at some point, and I went there with a friend of mine who is actually born in India and moved to Toronto. So he's like, he has he puts a certain value on Indian food, doing it right. So we were there and there was curry. Yeah, that's not curry. That's really not curry. He was pissed. But like the Japanese will take that as well and just adapt it to what they want, and they don't give a shit because that's what they like.
Like culture exchange.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
And you know what? And look what Japan has given us. Japan has given us some of the best video games ever made. Japan gave us Japan gave us, the Nintendo consoles. Japan gave us the PlayStation. Thanks, Japan, for all the great video games you've given us.
And anime, manga. I mean, look, just showing the
Thank you, thank you, Japan, for all the great video games you've given us and all the anime you've given us. You're awesome.
I said this in the beginning of the stream, but what I love about, in terms of the video games, Japan, anime, and manga, is that they don't give a shit about the SJW pandering and stuff. I mean, if they want to have gay people in it, they do it no matter what. If they don't want to have it, they don't want, they don't do it. If they, it's just when I see these comics and I see these TV shows just clearly pandering, I just turn on the anime and just like, oh, this is non-PC shit, or stuff like if they do something, I know it's legit. I don't question their intent, And it seems like they're very particularly resistant to it, and maybe it's because of the insular culture, which has its downsides.
Yeah, earlier were you hearing the stream like Aiden was talking about how for hundreds of years they were a feudal country? You probably you've heard that earlier, right?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, I was before. Yeah, she was like, I remember that's when they were Edo, if I'm not mistaken. EDO, or was that Tokyo's name? I don't remember. I know I have a limited understanding of Japanese history. I just know that they were feudal for a very, very long time, and they were an insular country.
Yeah. I have friends who are also anti-SJWs, and they do criticize Japan for its insular society, but I will say, like, at least in terms of the stuff that I enjoy, I'm appreciative of that. Also, they're good at soccer, and I like that too.
Did any of you hear about like that recent controversy over the localization of Persona 5?
Oh, I heard about that. I heard about it. I don't know much about it. What is it?
The SJW, those games journalists are a joke. It's like, does anybody? It's like, they're all the same. It's like I have never seen an industry that hates its consumer base as much as like Kotaku and Polygon do. I mean, what the fuck?
What was it specifically? What are they saying? Like it's cultural appropriation or what?
No, they were upset about the localization because of the way the memes were, and it's like basically how, because like a lot of these localization teams, especially Nintendo, they put all these memes into the games, like these references, and apparently Persona 5 didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
So I don't remember. I didn't follow the whole thing.
The only thing, the only thing I know about Persona 5 is that I have the game, but I haven't played it yet. But I know that Persona 4 was lauded because it had one character that was gay. And it was actually a good character development. It was a legitimate Kanji, his name was, and he was a really good character. Everyone loved it. Even people like back then it was before Gaming Gate. So even what you call the SJW crowd, they were okay with it. And then Persona 5 had apparently there's a gay couple who were kind of like lecturers, and they were kind of like a joke or something like that. And then there's an article. Here's the funny part. When I saw that, I said it was right after the game came. I said, okay, somebody's gonna make an article about this. And I waited. No one made an article about it. And so just the beginning of this month, somebody finally made an article about it, about how it's showing a heteronormative setting, how disrespectful it was, and how they say, oh, this game makes me want to go back in the closet because it's making gay people like a joke. And I'm just sort of like, dude.
Here's another one. Like, remember the SJW outrage about Overwatch? It's like you would have thought Blizzard would have made SJWs happy that they had the gay character, and it turned out to be Tracer, who is the game's mascot, and they were like, nope, we're not going.
No.
Well, it's never all right. It's never good.
Yeah.
Like they're never satisfied.
Actually, in terms, because I was out of the Gamergate thing, but do you think Japan is like doesn't give a shit because it's all the way out, and
they clearly don't. They don't give a shit about SJWs. It's so obvious.
Yeah,
the shit in, I mean, like in popular culture, we have the hentai thing, and we have they don't care at all, and it seems like we have fan service, and it's just sort of like I think they're pretty resistant to it, right?
Yeah. No, at best, what they're worried about is lost sales, because a while back they pulled the game. I remember.
Oh, and it's like, another thing I've noticed is like, the games media push those walking simulator type games, and nobody buys them, even though they push them so hard. Two infamous examples that come to mind is Gone Home and Sunset. You remember Gone Home? Gone Home was this game. I say game because it's really just an interactive. It's kind of like it's a first-person game, kind of like it's a first-person game. It's game where you don't. All you do is it's something.
You walk around the house, basically.
You walk around the house looking for clues, and the twist at the end is that the sister is a lesbian. It's like every game's journalist lost their shit, saying this was the best story they'd ever seen in any game ever. And they all have peppered it with scores. And then 2 years later, Sunset came out. Remember that one? That was the one where you play this black maid in a war-torn 1970s. I think it was like supposed to be like a stand-in for like Chile during the Pinochet era, I believe. And you play this maid, and it's like the people that made this game, when they did not sell, because it only sold 5,000 copies, they went on this tirade on Steam. They're like, fuck gamers, fuck the games industry, we're done, fuck you, bye, like, may the gamers die in peace, fuck you, because it only sold 5,000 copies.
Right.
Welcome back.
Hey, someone woke up.
Yeah, we were talking about how how the SJWs push these
Talking in circles,
walking simulators, and nobody buys them, and when they don't buy them, they go on a tirade, like this game called Sunset, for example.
Well, I don't know about that entirely.
Or like Mass Effect Andromeda, that's a good example.
Oh, don't open that kind of worms.
It's not enough.
It's like,
aren't there like 6 possible homosexual relationships or something like that? And it's like, it's still not good enough. It's like, dude, if we can't do anything, if you're gonna have this and not be good, it's not good enough for you, we'll just not have it. That's Or there's another one where I'll just not say this, but in certain series there are certain gay characters that get killed off, and I'm just sort of like, and they get angry because, oh my gosh, they hate gay people because they included one just to kill them. I'm like, dude, if we can't do anything we want with these characters because if the writers can't do anything they want with the characters because they're gay or because they're some type of minority, we'll just not have them. Because what if I just want to kill this character off because my story is better for it, And I just hate that so much. And I remember as an Asian, there was this one Asian character that got killed. I'm sure many of you guys know what I'm talking about. Who got beat the shit out of him. And I remember when I saw the SJW article saying he can't die because he's Asian, because he's the only Asian. I remember telling with my friend, I was like, kill that Asian, kill him, make them just like bash his head in. Come on, make it so that the trigger the SJWs. I mean, I just hate SJW demands so much that even if the guy's Asian, I don't care. I don't look at it that way. I care. I only like a character if it's good. I don't give a shit if it's white, black, Asian, gay, trans, or Transformers gender or whatever.
Oh God.
Yeah, you can never please these people. They'll always bitch. Never nothing will ever satisfy them. It's like I wonder if soon we're gonna get sites like Mike complaining about Dear White People, even though that must be the most SJW show I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, I heard. So, I know.
Aiden did a video earlier today about Dear White People.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet. I know she did with the white did it with the white YouTube. I did check some of the comments. Apparently, it's like she said it was like double standards over and over again, basically.
Yeah, they pushed the whole prejudice plus power bullshit. Basically,
they just redefine definitions. There's I remember, yeah, it's just there's a movie that was based off, and Andy Worski said it was actually kind of okay. Like it's not that bad. And
it was a movie first. It was a movie called Dear White People from like 3 years ago, and then they made it into and it's like as soon as I heard that Netflix was doing this, like, oh boy, I know what's in for, because it's 2017 and this is not like 20 like when that movie came out. Like I know this is gonna that was a red flag as soon as I heard it, that they were gonna make a TV show based on Dear White People. I never even saw that movie to begin with, the first movie, because I don't watch movies that much.
I just saw it on like scrolling I think HBO or something, and I said this is the most condescending name ever. I'm not gonna spend my time watching this. I'll go watch something else.
Yeah. My favorite thing to watch, I've started watching a lot of anime on Netflix these days, because Netflix is yeah, like I started watching some of the older Ghost in the Shell episodes.
Yeah.
Well, that's good at least.
But do you know something? Which is whenever I see a feminist channel, a male feminist YouTube channel, I see all these I see all these like female characters, like that one was Ghost in the Shell, all plastered on their walls, and I'm like, huh. It's like it's kind of interesting that one thing I will say about anime is that they're actually pretty good at writing their females. I mean, not all the time, but pretty well. And I find it interesting how much shit the Western series gets for what they do, because it seems like they always make them either perfect or they make them really bad. And I always find it kind of interesting how you can see, like, for example, there's an anime called Claymore that if you look at it at face value, you think it's like the most feminist thing ever, because most of the characters are female. They're basically all Joan of Arc's, basically. But the way it's written is like it's not like in your face. It's just they're a bunch of women. They kick ass, and that's it. It's just like I just like that. I like people being able to tell a story without having to be so like condescending to the crowd or to the audience. And that's the reason why I like anime and manga a lot better, just because it seems to be cut off from that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I've kind of disconnected off from anime mostly after about 2009. Maybe that's just me getting older. I don't know.
Is everyone here like in their 20s?
No.
I'm 29. I'm 29. I'll be 30 later this year.
I'm 22.
Oh yeah.
I'm 29, but I look really young. So if you saw me on the street, you would not think I was almost 30. I'm one of those people that look really young, and I like that.
Oh God, I'm probably the oldest fart here.
I'm not sure how old Aiden is. I'm guessing in like I'm gonna say maybe her late 20s,
Oh,
early
well,
30s.
she said her age. So I do know her age. I guess I can say because she said it already. She's 26. Was it middle? I think like middle of
Right.
20s. Um,
Are you at all here?
Yeah, and I'm probably
like a
I'm one of the older ones here. And the funny thing is, like I said, I'm 29, but that's I'm one of those people that if you saw me, you would not think I was almost 30. I look like I'm about 23.
I used to have that. I'm 35 now, and I'm losing it fast.
Most people when I remember when I was 7, people thought I was 15. When I was 15, people thought I was 23, and that's how old I look. Because I was always a head taller than everyone, and yeah. Oh, by the way, tall Asian. Yeah, be surprised. Yeah. Well,
Well,
not.
That's at least one thing that I enjoyed going over to Japan. I'm not the tallest person for this country. Well, this country has most of the tallest people
Oh
in
yeah,
the world.
yeah.
So finally going somewhere where I'm taller than most people, yes, that's definitely a plus.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't. I mean, we do have the Asians I know are also much shorter than me. I'm just a freak apparently. I'm not that tall. I'm only 6 feet. So, but I guess for an Asian, that's like freaking seeing the jack-o'-lantern or whatever. I don't know. Like it's not apparently common. So I'm just like whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's 3 a.m. here. I think I'm gonna call it a night.
Yeah, same here.
All right.
All right.
Well, it's been interesting. See you guys later.
See you.
Bye.
Check you around.
Deus Volt. Shadowlay, may the keck be with you. May the keck be with you. All right. So I guess I'm probably going to be heading out of this chat in a few minutes because appears that Aiden's not here and the other guys have left. So I'm going to be leaving the stream for now. May the keck be with you.
Good job keeping the conversation alive. So kudos.
May the keck be with you.
Here, I won't leave this.
Always.
You guys hear me? Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, admittedly, I'm not quite sure who you are. You are a YouTuber. Could
Yeah.
you maybe tell me about what you do?
Yeah. I make videos criticizing feminism and social justice and politics, like just like Aiden does. Got a small channel.
Okay. I think she said you had something like 1,000 subs.
Yeah. I'm a bit over 1,000 at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be sure to check you out then.
Yeah. Yes. We find ourselves in a very strange situation. Aiden is currently half dead.
Yeah.
She hasn't completely died. I thought she had completely died earlier. She's half dead.
Probably drank just a little bit too much.
No, I wouldn't say that. No.
Well, I mean, you got to get over the nerves that you get for going on stream.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, this is the one time I've not been nervous going onto a stream. Like I'm a small channel, but I've been on several streams before. Like I was talking about earlier, I was on a stream with Jeff and Andy the other day, just like maybe 4 days ago.
Mhm.
Jeff and Andy Worski. And then yeah, I've been on some other streams like with Barry and other people, so I just kind of float around.
Yeah, honestly, this is my first time ever being live, so I'm worried that I'm gonna say something like fucking Gary Aleppo Johnson, where I'm just gonna like not know something really obvious.
Look, if I don't know, like okay, so like what is Aleppo? I mean, like why even?
What is Aleppo?
I mean, shit. If you're gonna fuck up, you're gonna fuck up. It was good. It was just gonna happen anyways. Just don't even. Just it's not.
What is Aleppo?
Where's Aleppo on the map? I've never been to Massachusetts.
It looks like PC Gamer is back. So
Yo,
Yeah, I was having some trouble with my connection.
I gotcha.
Yeah, there's another YouTuber I want to do. I would like to, like maybe eventually do a live stream with. Her name is Rage After Storm. She's one of my favorites. She's another
Oh, yeah.
recent discovery at like Aiden. Those are two of my recent discoveries, and I think they're great. You know what stuns me? Rage After Storm is a little girl practically. She's 19.
And she kind of has that ditzy porn star face, like.
She's 19, but looks about like 23, 24. She looks a lot older than her age. Like she said she was 19. I was surprised, and she's British.
Yeah.
She's British, but I think she has German background. She lives in Switzerland.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw she was just streaming with.
Yeah, I caught that
someone-
stream of her with Andy Worski. I caught that stream.
Yeah.
I like her because she seems really cool. Did you did you like what was that? I didn't like that Teal Deer video he did recently where he went after all the new girls on YouTube. I'm surprised he didn't go after Aiden yet, but I guess she's not as well known.
Okay. So
What was
That's
that all about?
that's actually what we're going to talk about during the stream.
I mean, and I don't get it because I don't understand why he had a problem with all these new channels. Like he mentioned Roaming Millennial and Rage After Storm, and I think Blonde in the Belly of the Beast and a few others. I think I don't remember who the others were. What was his problem with these channels? I'm surprised he didn't mention Aiden yet, but I guess she's not quite as well known yet. She's
No,
kinda,
okay. So, like I said, we were going to we started the stream talking about this. If you look at it early on, there's a nice little bit there. So definitely go back and watch it once you get the chance.
yeah, I'll watch the video later.
Yeah. So I did a video about this, uploaded it yesterday, and Aiden actually agrees with Teal Deer on this one.
I've liked it, and the thing is, I'm still subscribed to Teal Deer. I haven't unsubscribed. I did unsubscribe from Thunderfoot though. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, what the fuck happened to you, man? It's like Thunderfoot has lost 15,000 subscribers in the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, he is just completely fucked up. Like at every opportunity, he just.
It's not quite as bad as like that Spino, because Spino went full SJW, as far as I'm concerned. Or was he always anti, or was he just? I don't get Spino. It's like it's just a joke. It's like, why were you making a video making fun of Sargon? Like, I don't agree with everything Sargon says, but what was the point of making a parody account making fun of Sargon?
Yeah, exactly. And then to completely not understand what was wrong about that. There's just zero self-awareness on Spino's part. So whatever
Or
happens. to
that
him
other
is fine.
guy, I think his name is Creationist Cat. I
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember when I used to watch what's the guy's Atheism Unstoppable, Devin Tracy. Before he turned into a complete asshole, I used to like Devin Atheism Unstoppable 2 years ago when he went after the Young Turks. A lot of people used to like him. Remember, he used to be a good channel before he started doxing people.
No, not for me. I honestly don't know. I was never into him myself.
I remember he did a video because what happened was Devin Tracy posted these statistics. It was in response to the Young Turks. I'm gonna call it Devin Tracy. AIU. Devin Tracy posted these crime statistics saying that blacks were more likely to commit crimes than whites, and what happened was Creationist Cat got upset because Devin Tracy said his name was Vadim Newquist, and Creationist Cat was like, "Oh no, you doxing me," even though Vadim Newquist, I think it's well known that's who he was.
Right.
That was not a dox, and and that's like now Creationist Cat is kind of like an SJW now, from what it sounds like.
Yeah. It would be like if I went on a stream like this one and called Armored Skeptic Gregory Fuhrer or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, and I understand why Aiden won't reveal her name. I'm not gonna look it up because I'm not creepy like that. I'm not gonna look up what her real name is. I'm not gonna do that. I would never do that.
Yeah. It's just like it's all just moral fagging, you know.
Yeah, it's just
word for it. That's the only way to describe it.
My drama, my community drama, my drama. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's why I don't identify as an anti-SJW anymore. I did about a year ago, but all that kind of drama stuff kind of pushed me away. Like,
I don't know. I can understand that. It's like
I consider myself more of a pro free speech person than anti-SJW, because it's like Spino's thing is like, SJWs are bad, but anti-SJWs are just as bad. That seems to be what Spino and Creationist Cat and that crowd seem to all think, that SJWs are bad, but anti-SJWs are just as bad. That seems to be Spino's shtick or whatever.
no. I think they think that anti-SJWs are worse than SJWs for some reason.
And then there was it's like another one was Woolly Bumblebee, another channel I used to follow, and then I guess because she says Bearing doxed me, then she deleted her YouTube channel. Now she's a full-blown social justice warrior.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Would you say Spino is an SJW? Is he just a fence sitter? It's hard to say.
No, okay, so honestly, I wouldn't say he's either. It's just that
But I remember the funny thing is he and Sargon were friends for a long time because like 2 years ago he got attacked as a MGTOW. We're talking like 2 years ago when he first came to prominence. Back
Yeah.
when he was like when he was still a teenager. We're talking about. This was 2 years ago. I think it was like 17 at the time.
yes, like it's just no one knows what's going through Spino's head at the moment. He's just out there, really.
It's like, or it's like, and I don't know. It's like some people. It's like, and then it's like, I don't. It's yeah. I don't know. It's like some people are just weird. That's what it is. It's like that. And I think one of my least favorites. It's well, like I don't know. It's like what was that guy? His name was what was his name? Never mind. Continue. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's all just virtue signaling they do.
Pretty much, yeah. That's all there is to it.
And it's like and the thing is, they think virtue signal is an insult, but I see the right do it all the time. Like, if you follow, you can follow me on Twitter if you want. I can post my handle. It's PC Gamer Squid. You shouldn't have a hard time finding me. I'm on Twitter as well.
Are you the guy with the Wendy's?
Yeah, that's me. I'm the dude with the Wendy's avatar. A lot of people think I'm a girl for some reason. You know, when I first came on Twitter 2 years ago, I kind of act like, yeah, I'm a girl. A lot of people think I'm a female, but I've never told my true gender to anyone. But that's fine. It's I've been accused of being a catfish at one point by someone. The thing is, I don't reveal my real name because of anonymity, and the thing is, it's the internet. It's like, you know, you can get away with anonymous avatars.
I mean, I agree completely. I have a fucking random name that I used to shitpost in the chat.
Yeah, I'm the guy with the Wendy's avatar, Wendy's PR agent. That's my current avatar. Yeah, Wendy's PR agent is my current avatar. So what was the guy I was talking about? Oh yeah, I've seen people like, I don't know if Louise Mensch. Oh my god, I don't even want to talk about that bitch. I hate her so much. Yeah, like, oh my god, it's like Louise Mensch can just. I have 3 theories about Mensch. A, she's the biggest troll, the biggest po on the internet. B, she's a deep state shill. C, she's completely fucking insane. It's one of the 3. What do you think it is of the 3?
I kind of like the sound of option C.
I mean, it's like, is somebody paying her to say this stuff, or is she just, or does she actually believe this? I can't determine from whether if she actually believes this stuff. It's like, what happened to her? Appabend is in chat.
Hello.
Hello, Appabend.
A little bit of warning to don't show the hangout link.
You know who I would like to?
Hey,
I'd like to
no,
join
it's a public hangout, but
Rags. I would like to talk
Okay.
with Rags sometimes.
Yeah.
Rags, guess what? Rags is the guy that convinced me to stop playing a PS3 and switch over to PC gaming. So thanks for that, Rags. Rags' videos
Alright.
because his videos on console fanboys kind of convinced me to jump ship. I had been moving in a PC direction for a while, but it's like, I got really. It's like, yeah, that's another channel. I mean, I'd like to join one of Rags' streams sometimes. I'd like to tell him about how I became a PC gamer.
Oh, nice.
One of my tweets appeared in a Rags video.
whoa.
By the way, one of my tweets appeared in a Rags video when I was talking about this guy named Jeb Whitaker.
Oh,
Look up
yeah.
that video. I appear in a video where I quote, like, I've never talked to this guy before and I'm already blocked by him. No, that wasn't it. I'm like, this guy, I never tweeted him before. I used his name. He name searched himself. He saw that I was making fun of his I'm SJW sensitive Jed Whitaker, and he blocked me. Like, he blocked me without me ever tweeting him, and as it turns out, he looked his name up, and that's how he found me, and then he blocked me. What a faggot. What a serious complete, what a cuck. Why, if I don't get it. Like it's if you're gonna, it's like people that name search themselves just so they can block themselves. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, there are people who do that. I've had people who decided to block me. Even though I ever know. Have you been? Do you know JTech TV?
Oh my God, he's like the con. I'm blocked by him, and I'm also blocked by another guy called Crap Gamer. I'm blocked by both of them. When I got blocked by Crap Gamer because I'm like, hey Nier Automata's on Steam, and you know what he did? He proceeded to post screenshots of all these people calling for Persona 5 to come out on Steam, and then he blocked me because I'm like, you were going on about how Nier Automata was going to be the big PS4 game of the year, and I'm like, it's on PC, and then he blocked me when I told him that. Because his whole MO is that PC gamers beg for console ports. That's his entire shtick, basically.
PC gamers beg for freaking console ports.
And some games I will never understand why they didn't come to PC. Like, why did Rockstar never port Red Dead Redemption to PC? That baffles me. I can understand why Japanese games don't come to PC because the PC gaming in Japan is almost non-existent. But it's like, Rockstar, why did you not port Red Dead Redemption to PC? Every GTA game is on PC, for example.
Yeah.
What was the point of not pointing Red Dead Redemption to PC? It's like even Bully is on PC and Manhunt is on PC, and those are two of Rockstar's. Yeah, Bully is on PC, Manhunt is on PC, LA Noire is on PC. I think one of the Midnight Club games is on PC, but there's no Red Dead Redemption on PC, which is like, why, Rockstar? That's one of your most beloved. I think
one of the reasons why Rockstar doesn't really put a lot of games on a PC is because they have a questionable track record of good PC ports.
Yeah, but like I have the early GTA games on PC, and those are all great ports. But I haven't bought in GTA 4 yet, but I've heard that that's not one of the best ports out there. It's kind of like Saints Row
it's not.
I hear that it's not as bad as Saints Row 2 on PC, but it's close to that or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's close. It's close. I've tried it. I've tried GTA 4 also on the PC, both. In a lot of machines actually, and it runs like ass.
I've heard it ran worse than Crysis at the time. I've heard on some PCs.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. Crysis actually runs better. I've had a PC.
I have a 750 Ti, and I can run Crysis at 1080p and 60 frames per second with the textures at high. I have no problem running Crysis on my PC.
Yeah, GTA 4. There was a time I forgot. I think it was, but it was an AMD card. Still, I could run Crysis 2 very well at that time. Crysis 1 also. I forgot what settings I did, but I'm sure I run Crysis at high. Then I tried GTA 4 on it, and it ran like ass. It ran at absolute fucking ass. I still have no idea why.
Yeah, I think I'm guessing. I have a theory. The reaction to Red Dead Redemption to GTA 4 on PC is possibly why Rockstar canceled a PC port of RDR. That's my theory.
Yeah. It can be
and that's the same reason why I think Microsoft stopped porting Halo to PC, because Halo 2, I actually downloaded an ISO of it recently, and I could not get it to run because of Windows Vista. I tried to get it to run. I have Windows 10. I could not get it to run at all. I could not get past the loading screen because of Windows Vista being on and the Games for Windows thing. You've heard of that. The Halo 2, it's a Vista. Yeah. I could not get Halo 2 to run at all, and I tried to get it to run, and I couldn't get it to run. I got Gears of War to run on my PC. And I don't pirate games very much. I only pirate a game if it's not on Steam. Like my Avatar, which is No One Lives Forever, is a game that you can't buy on Steam.
Yeah.
That's my Avatar. That's one of the few games I've pirated because there's no way you can get a copy of that unless you can look for $70 for it. I'm not going to spend $70 to play that game. And like what I was going to say was, one of the games that convinced me to start buying PC ports was what is probably my favorite first-person shooter, Fear.
Oh, okay.
What happened was I used to own a PlayStation 3, and I bought a used copy of Fear, and I was amazed at how badly the game ran on PC. I'd heard on PS3. I mean, I was amazed at how terrible the game ran on PS3 versus PC at the time, because I had bought the game on PC around this time too.
Mm-hmm.
I was amazed at how you know how bad Fear runs on PS3. It was one of the first PS3 ports.
No, I'm not sure how bad it is, because I think.
Another good example is Orange Box on PS3, and Max Payne for the original PS2 had the same horrible performance.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of these here's the thing with these games. All of these games were developed for PC. Fear was developed for PC. Half-Life 2 was developed for PC. Max Payne was developed for PC. Doom 3, Far Cry, all of these games were developed for PC at first. And then when they ported them down to the consoles, they run like horse shit.
Speaking of PC to console ports, have you guys heard of that? There was a port for the original Deus Ex on the PS2.
Yeah. There was also a port for No One Lives Forever on PS2. I'm surprised they ported that because No One Lives Forever is a cult game.
Yes.
Why did Monolith port it to PS2? Since Monolith is a very, very PC developer. I have a theory they ported Monolith to PS2 because the James Bond games were very popular, and I guess they were trying to reach for that GoldenEye market. That's my theory. That could be. Yeah, because it's like the PS2 was never really good for first-person shooters. Like, I think,
especially No One Lives Forever. Because last time I checked, I played No One Lives Forever too. It's a fantastic game. Freaking amazing game.
I love that game.
But
I love Kate Archer. That's why she's my avatar. She's one of my unsung gaming heroes.
Yeah, but I think the last time I checked, there are lots and lots of controls in there. Like, you have control for the shurikens, control for getting the gadgets, control for this. Like, how are you able to? Basically, it requires a lot of keyboard and mouse inputs.
Yeah.
For
Deus Ex. And
yeah, like
another good even some later games like Elder Scrolls Morrowind plays better on PC. Star Wars KOTOR plays better on PC. Mass Effect 1 plays better on PC. Oblivion, because of the way the control scheme, or the first Dragon Age. BioWare were a PC developer because they made Baldur's Gate and Planescape Torment. Then BioWare were originally a PC developer. They made Baldur's Gate, and I think I think they did Planescape Torment, or that was Black Isle. They are the same guys that did the original Fallout. All of those games were PC games. They were never on console.
Mm-hmm.
And the first RPG, the first PC RPG to come to consoles was Morrowind for the Xbox. That was
wait. Speaking of Morrowind, I used to play Morrowind around. When I heard that there's an Xbox port of Morrowind, knowing how complex the control was and the inventory system, and I was like, how the fuck are they able to port a game as complex as that on a PC to an Xbox? So I actually went out to search the gameplay just for that.
And and another one is, like I mentioned, Max Payne on the PS2 is a nightmare. I've never played it, but it's because Max Payne was developed for PC, and because think about it, it's a game that requires fast reflexes when you're constantly going through all those quarters and gunning all those enemies down. Max Payne is a game where I played Max Payne on Steam recently. I probably quick saved, no exaggeration, at least 50 times I quick saved Max Payne when I played Max Payne recently. And Max Payne 2, I played through them recently on Steam, and I must have quick saved. You know the level. I think you know the level I'm referring to, where I quick save probably at least every 2 seconds.
Which one? Max Payne 2
the
or
level,
Max Payne?
Max Payne 1, the level at the end with the trip mines. I probably quick saved at least 50 times.
God.
Oh, dude, between
God.
that and the fucking barge, I mean.
Yes, when you're in the elevator at the end, I probably quick save like every 3 seconds. It took me almost an hour to get through that part, and that was with all the I would quick save nonstop during that part. I cannot imagine playing that on PS2 with the PS2 controls. And here's the biggest sin that they committed with Max Payne on PS2. There's no quick saves. It's completely checkpoint based. There are no quick saves at all. You cannot auto save. The Xbox version of Max Payne, because the Xbox had better memory, you can save whenever you want. The PS2 version, it's completely checkpoint based, and it can go 20 minutes up checkpoints at a time.
Well, that's actually the funny thing about the PS2, because in comparison to
the Xbox,
no, not even just the Xbox, but the GameCube was actually the most The GameCube was the most technologically advanced console in that era. The PS2 was. Like, the PS2 was more so made to compete with the N64.
You know what's funny about the PS2? The PS2's graphics are on the level of a high-end PC from 1997. Tomb Raider, yeah. I bought Final Fantasy 7 and 8 on Steam today, and I'm like, these are apparently when they came out, they had a very bad time on PC. Square Enix has fixed the ports, but apparently Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 8, when they first came out on PC, ran like shit, from what I've heard.
Yeah, it was all the ports. I don't know what happened there, but they're
but
okay.
Now they run fine.
Yeah.
I've already sunk 2 hours into FF7 on Steam, and I've had no problems with it.
Oh yeah, they have 2 types of this, the ports on Final Fantasy. They also have
I also have FF8. I also bought FF8. They both run. what was apparently the problem was that one of the that was a good example of a game that had a problem with its console port. Also, the first two Metal Gear Solids were also ported to PC, but I don't think I have ever seen or heard a copy of them.
Yeah, it's so rare because I really want to try out the.
Oh, here's another one. The original Resident Evil. I torrented. I downloaded an ISO of Resident Evil 1 for the PC, and guess what? I could not get it to run. I tried. I could not get it to run at all.
No. It's okay. So Resident Evil, the original one, is a very special game because it came out right at the end of Windows 98's lifetime.
Jill
It's
Sandwich.
actually built, it's actually built for an older version of Windows that's 16-bit as opposed to 32-bit XP or even 64-bit. Anything past that, so it's so far in the past it just doesn't work anymore.
Was that the reason? Is that the reason why I cannot run it? I can get most old games to run, but I cannot. That was one game. Another one I couldn't get to run was Mech Warrior 2. I tried and I could not get Mech Warrior 2 to run at all. The only version I could get to run was the DOS version, but it does not run in 3D. So fuck that. I couldn't try it. Is this a problem with a lot of Win95 games? Like I said, I could not get Mech Warrior 2 to run in Windows mode at all. I tried. I couldn't get it.
No game made for anything below Windows NT or Windows 2000, I should say, will work in anything past.
However,
XP.
but I can get Quake to run. I can get Star Wars Dark Forces Jedi Knight to run. I can get Quake 2 to run. I can get Shogo Mad to run. I can get Sin to run. And I can get Half-Life and System Shock Thief. Maybe because they've all been updated for modern operating systems. Is that why they all run on modern systems without a hitch?
Yep.
Because
Quake 2 has what's this thing called what was it in the original Quake? It's called Source Ports. They basically just update the engine so that it can run on modern systems. I've played Quake. I need to play Quake with the source port because I can't run it in the modern systems.
Yeah, I tried. Quake 2 must be an OpenGL issue. I downloaded Quake 2 and it crashed the minute I tried running it, so I had to download a mod to play it. And I have a NVIDIA card. Quake 2 crashed when I tried to run the vanilla version, so I had to download a open source mod to get it to run. Same with Quake 1. Whenever I tried to run the OpenGL version, it crashed on startup. No, what happened was with Quake 1. Well, no, what happened was when I tried to change the resolution from 640, 480 to 800 to 1024 by 768, the game crashed immediately. Is this because the game was not designed for 1024, 768? Because 640 by 480 was the standard at the time.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's why when I tried to raise the resolution to even trying 800 by 600 caused the game to crash. So I'm not sure what was going on.
Maybe because the textures were originally made for 640 by 360, and that was the time of standard. 480, sorry.
The thing is, what was 320 by? Some games from that era still have 320 by 200. That was the DOS standard. Was that for people that had super low-end PCs? Because some games from that period still could go as low as 320 by 200. And 320 by 200 looks like dog shit.
I think by the time that DOS the 320 resolution, I'm not really sure the standard resolution for DOS at the time. Maybe because they made it on that resolution so that
for example, Wolfenstein 3D and Doom only run in 320 by 200 because they were designed for a VGA, not Super VGA, which came a bit later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like Doom and Wolfenstein 3D only run in 320, but I think the other thing I have with some of those older DOS games is they do not use the standard WAS setup. You may have noticed the older and you can't even use the mouse to look up or down. You have to use the number keys. And as somebody who has only played first-person shooters with WASD and mouse, I find that control setting very annoying.
Yeah, you have to update this control setting because Doom. Back then when I played Doom, it was basically just use the Alt button to strafe and look around. You have to use the left or right button on the D-pad.
Yeah. And some games from that period even use the number pad for support, like the original Star Wars Dark Forces. You have to use the number pad to look up and down, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's one of the default configurations for UT99. As fantastic of a game as it is.
And that happened. And also the original Unreal. The first time I installed the game on Steam, you have to use the arrow keys. Fuck that. Seriously.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't use arrow. I don't know what it is. Is it just because I'm so trained to WASP? I cannot use arrow keys and mouse at the same time.
Well, to be fair, 1999. That was Half-Life. Even Half-Life does it. The original Half-Life does it.
I gotta play that.
Yeah, the thing, maybe because I'm used to playing with emulators where I'm used to using the arrow keys for movement and the action keys on the right side of the mouse for jumping. Because I played games on emulators since like I was a teen, since I was a preteen. I've used NES emulators since like '99, and I'm so used to that setup, I guess.
Mm-hmm. No. What was that? what was it called? I think 1999. This by the time the Half-Life 1 was released, people it was only at the time where first-person shooters got popular, and
Yeah,
they still don't know the right control scheme to what is the right control scheme for the first-person shooter. Apparently, Valve is the one who figured it out first.
Yeah, the one no WASD first became by like WASD. Deus Ex is another game that used
Yes, I forgot.
System
Yes.
Shock 2 has some weird controls with the strafing. If you've played System Shock 2, that has some unusual controls that took me a while to get used to.
Yeah, I know.
Like you have to use Z and X to strafe, for example, instead of WASD. That's kind of confusing. And like System Shock 2, what was the game? Another game I'm thinking, not System Shock 2. You know what's really funny? I remember the days when people thought of PC gaming as casual. That because every time you would go into Walmart, you would see nothing but Sims games, sports games, and Barbie games, and that's all.
Yeah. I remember.
Who is the market for that? Kids? Like nowadays, I could never imagine kids playing on a PC because now we think of PC gamers as being the most mature crowd.
Are you kidding me? Like kids are all over Minecraft and all the other shit,
And
like
Roblox.
Yeah, Roblox. Yeah. So like kids are completely enthralled with PC gaming.
You would have thought that. I thought Call of Duty was the big thing with kids. I thought Call of Duty was the big thing with all the 12-year-olds like 5 years ago. One of my favorite sources of entertainment is watching Call of Duty videos on YouTube with kids throwing a temper tantrum. I love those videos so much.
Yeah.
Here.
I think I can explain a little bit of. By the time back then, when PC games, I do remember that time where PC game was considered casual. It's because of games like, remember Game House? Nope. Oh no. Game House. Games like Zuma Deluxe or anything like that.
Wild
Those sorts of
Tangent.
games.
Wild Tangent used to be the Wild Tangent on my old desktop. There was this app installed called Wild Tangent, and it was all these hidden object casual games and games like
yes.
Zuma and Plants vs Zombies and these hidden object games. Those always come with every default PC. Those are the kind of games that can run on a toaster.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the market? Because those it's just like Solitaire and Minecraft were always the default games with Windows 95, and later that pinball game, whatever it was called, for XP.
Oh yeah, Space Cadet. Yeah.
It was
Cadet.
awesome.
Well, is that how PC gaming got a reputation for being casual? I'm guessing that may have helped.
Well, no. Okay, so there was like this kind of I want to call it the golden period of console gaming, like between
The golden age of console gaming is the PS2, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. During the PS2's lifetime, like between
PS2 came out
2000
in Japan in March of 2000 and in the West at the end of 2000.
Yeah, it was between like 2000 and I want to say 2006.
I might go a little earlier to 9999, the day the Dreamcast came out for the beginning.
Totally. But basically what it was that console gaming was inexpensive in comparison to PC gaming, which
And
had a
console
much higher
gaming-
threshold to
and
entry
they
for all
were-
that shit hardware
and
now.
all the games that were coming out for console in that period were selling millions. Like you had Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil,
Yeah, and what all those have in common?
Crash Bandicoot, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Super Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie. These games were sold millions. Here's a fun fact. A game in 1997 sold more than a AAA game in 2015. No exaggeration. Sold more copies on the PS1 than Call of Duty Infinite Warfare did. I'm not even kidding about that. Resident Evil 3 sold more. Driver sold more copies on the PS1 than Call of Duty Infinite Warfare did.
Damn. This must have been a very good age for the consoles.
Yeah. So part of it was that consoles at the time had a lot of hardware that nobody else had. More so, like think about something mundane like a DVD player, right? The PS2 cost about the same as a DVD player, but also played games. So it's like, why would you even buy a DVD player?
Yeah, that was the beginning of the whole.
Now they cost nothing.
That was the beginning of the whole. Consoles are multi. Yeah. For a lot, the PS2 I think was a lot of people's first DVD player when it came out because it was the cost of a DVD player when it came out in late 2000.
Exactly.
And later on,
anything else.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, guys, I'm gonna need to hop out for a moment. It's nice chatting with you guys. Just a little bit of a.
Yeah, nice to
Yeah,
meet
no
you.
problem.
I wonder if Altana Volt is going to be coming back anytime soon.
Yeah. If can, I'll probably have him contact you with Rags just to say just about how much a fan you are.
I think
so.
Rags would enjoy there's another channel I recommend on YouTube. His name is DXFan619. He's one of the first guys on gaming channels I subscribed to on YouTube about 2 years ago.
All right. So anyway, catch you guys later.
Let's talk again after Ben.
Altana Volt. I
Okay.
like her catchphrase. I'm probably going to be logging off in about 15 minutes if Aiden doesn't come back.
Yeah. Here, you know what? Now that Apple.
What was I saying? I'm going to finish up with what I was saying about.
Go
yeah,
ahead.
like, I think, yeah, that was kind of the. I like if you look at like I said, the PS2 is the best-selling console of all time. It sold 55 million units in the U.S., 58 million in Europe, and 18 million in Japan. It's the best-selling console of all time. I think the Nintendo DS is like very close behind it.
It's pretty okay. So like I know its number is like 100. It's 150 million, I believe.
Yeah.
And the DS is like at 110 million or so.
Very, very close.
Yeah.
Like I said, the PS2 is the best-selling console. The DS, in Europe, the PlayStation 2 is the best-selling console of all time with sales of 58 million.
Yeah. No, and you know, okay. So the weird thing is, I don't think that gaming will probably ever hit that nice point where the PS2 was. You know, because it's just the way games are right now. It's so weird. Like there was like with the PS2, it was like month after month after month. It was just fantastic games.
And the PS2 there were still games coming out for the PS2 in 2009, even though by that point they were just shovelware shit.
Oh no, dude! The PS2's life didn't end until 2014.
Yeah,
it's the game console that lasted like
14 years.
Yeah, 14 or 15 years.
And they were they're the last, and Sony still offered PS2 online support until last year when they dropped support for Final Fantasy 11.
Yeah, it's the best game console of all time. It always will be, I think.
The thing is, you know what? I think the most overrated console is the Wii. The Wii's library was so much shovelware, like it was ridiculous.
Yeah. The number of actually good Wii games you could probably count on two hands, honestly.
The Wii was quantity over quality. The thing is, the PS2 had a lot of shovelware too, but here's the thing: the PS2 had so many memorable titles that nobody remembers the PS2 shovelware because it went straight to the bargain bin.
Yeah. It's funny to really think about that. Like the PS2's library has to have like tens of thousands of games. Crazy.
3,000. I went to this.
3,000.
3,000 worldwide. I believe about 1,700 games came out for the PS2 in the US, and I think like about 2,000 in Europe.
Okay, you know what? Okay, so yeah, no, I'm right then. Yeah. So that's closer to 10,000.
No, it was 3,000 overall. I just said those were the games that came out in territory because there were a lot of Europe-only games and a lot of Japan-only games. So the total number of PS2 games, I believe, was around 2,000. Something like that, 2,500. I don't remember what the number was. It's something like that.
Okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah. How? Okay, so we need to start a campaign to make gaming great again.
Yeah, it's like, and then I think another like I think the Dreamcast died because it was too ahead of its time. That's what I think.
Well, not even that. It wasn't that it was too ahead of its time. The problem was that it was behind when it came out. Because when the Dreamcast came out, I believe, like months before the PS2, or like I say months, but like
a year,
like 6 months. No, it wasn't even a whole year.
Wait a minute.
The PS2 came out.
The Dreamcast came out in North America on a date that every gamer remembers, 9/9/99. It was the 11/11/11 of its time.
Yeah, exactly. The Y2K.
We all know. Everybody knows what. No, every gamer in the world knows what 11/11/11 refers to. Skyrim.
No.
Yeah, because 9/9/99 for 199. At the time I was playing Pokemon on Game Boy in 1999. That was the game I was playing the most in 1999 on my Game Boy. I was 12 at the time. I have memories of the hype for Dreamcast because of that date, 9/9/99. I will never forget that date.
Oh yeah, I mean, I still fondly remember the Dreamcast because, like, at the time I was doing. Do you remember Ready to Rumble Boxing?
Which game? What?
Ready to Rumble Boxing.
I've never been a sports fan, but I've heard of the title.
It's okay. Even if you don't like sports, it's a it's like a really arcadey kind of out there boxing game. It's insane.
I recently bought a game for the Dreamcast on Steam that I love. It's called Jet Set Radio.
That is one of the most underappreciated games of all time. I think. Like
I bought that game for $7 on Steam a few weeks ago, and I love it. It's such a fun game. I like the characters and the look of it.
Have you played the second one in the series, Jet Set Radio
No,
Future?
no, because I never had an Xbox. Another game that I want on that I'm gonna buy on Steam soon is a game called Space Channel 5 with Ooh La La.
Okay, so I have it. I haven't played it yet, but I know that's one people love from the Dreamcast. But okay, so Jet Set Radio Future is everything good about the first game, but better. Like they took out the arcade elements and made it open world more or less, like whenever the early version of open world was. And like it's so much more fun to actually go through and explore.
Yeah, open. And also I think another game for the Dreamcast I think that I've heard of was Sonic Adventure was the best-selling game on the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll be right. Hold on, just a second.
Sure.
Hello.
Mute your mic.
You too. I'll be seeing you tomorrow.
Yep, he fucked up.
I'll see you tomorrow.
all right. Okay. So now that Apaben's gone, let's answer the real pressing questions. Okay.
Yeah, Dreamcast
No,
was
hang on. We got some questions to answer.
okay.
We got some questions to
Dreamcast, yeah. Then there was Sega's what some consider Sega's worst console was an example of big in Japan. That would be the Sega Saturn. The Saturn bombed everywhere except Japan, where it sold something like 5 million.
Yeah, that's because everyone else is always mean to Japan's things. Like Earthbound bombed everywhere but Japan, and it's a fantastic game.
What really killed the Saturn in the U.S. was the fact that it came out on the day it was announced at E3 1995. That's what killed the Saturn in America. What was one of the contributors? You knew about
Sure.
that, right?
Oh no,
Sega.
no, they didn't even.
It on May Saturn came out on the same day. Sega they were getting ready to launch it. And you know what happened? This was at E3. Sega announced the Saturn has just come out. I'm not kidding.
If you have to announce it at E3, you fucked up several times over.
That was the worst console launch at E3 until the Xbox One.
Okay. Somebody asked in the chat, were there any good Saturn games? Any good Saturn game is also on PlayStation, original PlayStation. I'm not shitting you. Can't hear anything.
Well, do you have any examples or?
Like Resident Evil, for example. Which
Yeah,
I think
and
everyone knows
also
is on Saturn.
Tomb Raider was also on the Saturn as well.
Was it? I didn't even think
Yeah.
that was.
Nobody bought. Actually, Tomb Raider actually, I believe it came out right around the time as the PlayStation and the PC version, and nobody remembers it. I had no idea Tomb Raider was on Saturn. I just thought it was PlayStation and PC all these years.
Yeah, the Saturn is probably like, I almost want to. It's just the weirdest thing that it just came and died immediately.
And another one, it's like, and here's something that's gonna that I recently Nights into Dreams was a game I recently heard about for the Saturn.
Okay, was that on the Saturn? I didn't.
Yeah,
Really?
that's why it went so under the radar.
Yeah, up until the re-release on Wii.
And it was on Steam.
remake, actually.
It was also released on the PS2, but that version was never released outside of Japan.
I didn't know that.
It should have. Yeah, should have been released out. Yeah, it's like another example of some. There's a lot of games like Final Fantasy, for example, had a weird numbering system in the U.S. because Final Fantasy 2, 3, and 5 didn't come to the U.S. until years later. So
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 4 got 2, and Final Fantasy 6 got 4, and then from Final Fantasy 4 we went right to 7.
Yeah. So the reason behind that is because just like Earthbound, U.S. markets completely shit on the original Final Fantasy. It did not sell well, so they were like, just fuck fuck America, fuck them.
But I believe Final Fantasy 4 and 6 did sell fairly well on the SNES.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know what changed, but like around that time, everybody just got acclimated to RPGs, and then
JRPGs got big
actually,
at that.
actually, yeah, because like, okay, so I want to say D&D was after the first Final Fantasy.
The first D&D game that was really popular was on the PC, and that was Eye of the Beholder in
Oh, no,
1990.
not the game, but like the actual board game itself. I think that
D&D was big in the 80s. And you know what's really funny about D&D?
the 80s.
You know, you know what's so funny about D&D? The social justice warriors of that time thought it was the most evil thing ever. And when I say the social justice warriors of the 80s, I mean the Christian fundamentalists.
Yeah, they're religious, right? Yeah.
They were the SJWs of that time in every way.
Yeah, it never goes away. It just switches from who's doing it. Actually, you know what? It gives me an interesting thought though. The question that we need to answer. Chat, feel free to chime in on this one. Are traps gay?
Our trap's gay.
Um,
I'm gonna like I said, I'm gonna be on for another 10 minutes or so. It looks like Aiden won't be coming back for a while.
Yeah, she's dead. She has died.
She's probably just off doing something. I said something very funny on her recent video. I commented, Aiden Paladin, the Nazi who's bisexual and has a thing for black pussy. I'm not kidding. She said this before.
yeah,
That's so funny
she likes
because
brown girls.
and she grew up in the inner city apparently.
This everything about this is funny to me.
It's funny because it's like they would call her a Nazi, but yeah, it's ridiculous. I guess it's that same mindset that leads
Actually,
people.
that makes her just like Kraut and Teen. Now that I think about it,
What do you mean?
bisexual and into black pussy.
You know who else is, well, gay and into black dick? We all know who we're talking about. Apparently, he's the biggest Nazi on the planet. Milo.
Oh yeah, Milo. That's right.
Why do they think he's a Nazi?
It didn't even occur to me.
Gay. Milo Yiannopoulos is gay. He's half Jewish and he's into black dick.
Yeah. Okay, so he's not just a Nazi. He's Jungle Fever Goebbels.
And they think Richard Spencer is the second coming of Hitler. Apparently, I don't agree with anything Spencer says, but I don't think he's in favor of genocide.
No, he's not so bad.
But I mean, the thing is, or is he a I don't agree with any of his viewpoints, but I've seen other people get labeled alt-right. Do you think?
Well, okay. With Richard Spencer, different. He people didn't label him as alt-right. He invented the alt-right. That's the thing.
I've seen people like what's her name, Lauren Southern, get called alt-right. I mean, I don't think she doesn't seem to be very alt-right. I mean, or
She's not at
she
all.
does. Or what's this woman, Tara McCarthy? I've heard of.
I actually don't know who that is.
Or a roaming millennial has been labeled alt-right. Roaming millennial is Eurasian.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, you can be Asian and be alt-right. To be fair.
But she's not alt-right. Roaming millennial is not, but they labeled her alt-right because she hosted Spencer on her live stream.
Yeah. I mean, that whole bullshit between ContraPoints.
It's ContraPoints. It looks like a Riley Dennis type of trans person.
Okay. So ContraPoints isn't trans.
So is ContraPoints like Riley Dennis then?
No. Okay. So no. Don't. I wouldn't. I have to be fair to ContraPoints. Don't compare ContraPoints to Riley Dennis. That's just.
Riley Dennis is
That's a
Riley
hate
Dennis
crime.
is
That is a
fine.
microaggression, my good sir.
Yeah, I don't know much about ContraPoints. I first heard of ContraPoints because of the whole roaming millennial thing. So I don't know much about ContraPoints. I don't watch SJW channels much.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of people describe ContraPoints as one of the more sane SJWs. ContraPoints used to just call himself a cross-dresser. Now he's I guess-
Transgender.
No. He doesn't call himself trans. He's gender
Non-binary.
fluid, I guess.
Non-binary.
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 Not non-binary.
But the thing is, Riley Dennis is clearly non-binary, but Riley Dennis wants you to call him a trans woman. Riley Dennis is not a trans woman as far as I'm concerned.
No. When Riley Dennis decides to go on HRT, then Riley can be considered a
The
trans
thing is-
woman
the
after,
thing is,
like,
I
a month or
refer-
five.
Thing is, that's one area. That's one of the areas I completely disagree with on the right on, because I refer to male to female trans women who are on HRT by feminine pronouns, even though they would give me shit for that.
Yeah, no. Well, okay, and to be fair, let's not just say the right, because you know Blair White's trans, and her audience is right winged, like she is. So it's not
And it's
that
the
per se.
turf. Also, the turfs are who are the worst of them.
Yeah.
The turfs.
Yeah.
Like what was I saying about I get their arguments that that technically they are biologically male, but I don't think that gives you the right to be a dick to them. Like I don't think calling Blair White a man that's being a dick.
Yeah.
In my opinion, calling Blair White or Theron Meyer men is being a dick. I
Yeah,
would never.
totally.
I would never in a million years refer to them as men. Ever.
And it's just okay. So like with the turfs, right? Their whole thing is okay. You were male once, therefore you're always male, and we don't want you anywhere near women's things.
Apparently, I've heard that turfs. What's their view on female to male trans? I have never met
They
a female.
don't care. Like they don't care in the slightest. I
My
mean, they
question
won't
is-
date them, but they don't care about them either.
I haven't met too many
They're
female to
gender
male
traitors.
trans. I haven't met too many female to male trans. In fact, the only trans that I know are all male to female. I have not met a single female to male trans person. Every trans person I know on Twitter is male to female.
Yeah. Okay. So like with FTMs, like they're just cool. Like I mean, like I know it just sounds weird to just say that, but like 9 out of 10 times you would never know someone was FTM unless they told you.
Yeah, like Blair White. When I found out, I was like, like there's a Twitter girl that I like. Her name is Sue Lightning. She's a cosplayer. She's a cosplayer who does a lot of like anime stuff. She is a male to female trans, and I was like, that I could not get over. That stunned me so hard when I found that. It's like, this. You're kidding me. This is a girl with a dick. I could not believe it, because she does not have any kind of masculine looks. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. And like it's
That
weird. Yeah.
That blew my mind to find all these you know what I'm saying. That blew my mind to see these people who is going to confuse. That's my thing with the bathroom issue. Who is going to confuse Blair White or Theron Meyer with being anything but females? That's my question. If you see them, they look like women. They look like women. They talk like women. They act like women.
Almost.
Did Aiden just pop up for a second?
Don't say anything.
Oh, there she is.
Hey.
You off? Is Aiden off the wagon again?
No, I'm here.
Oh, yeah. While you were away, we were having lively discussions about video games.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, Appabend was in here just a few minutes ago.
What?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. That's awesome.
I like Appabend.
I love Alpha Band.
There's a gaming guy that I like. Maybe have you heard of Aiden? Have you heard of a guy named Rags? He's one of my favorite guys on YouTube.
Rags. Yeah, Rags is great.
Rags was one of the guys that got me into whole PC gaming, because he does all these response videos to these PC gamers, but he also goes after social justice warriors at times. Yeah. So.
Okay, fucking Aiden. End the stream.
Yeah, I should probably. I'm really tired.
Yeah, I know. End the
alright.
stream.
Yeah, this has been a fun stream. It's going on too long, so Altana Volt.
I'm about to fall asleep, so like this is.
All right then. Altana Volt.
Alright, Altana Volt. Bye bye.
Altana Volt. Chatelet.